Week 7 of the high school football season, and we come to you live once again from Panther Stadium as the 2-4 North Central Panthers get ready to battle the 3-3 Bears of Lawrence Central. Along with Joe Polizzi, I'm John Herrick, and tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Ed Martin Automotive Group, the only name you need to know. That is the Ed Martin Automotive Group. By the Fountain Room, voted one of America's 50 most beautiful restaurants. Gridiron Foundation, growth, development, purpose. Find out more at gridiron.org. By the IndyCard Exchange, make money off your collection. Find out how at IndyCardExchange.com. By LD Smith Plumbing, the big dogs of plumbing and drains. And by Shear Brothers Realty, local real estate experts serving the neighborhoods around North Central and throughout Washington Township. Joe, these are two teams that have a lot of familiarity with each other, and last year this went the way of Lawrence Central 42-7, but both teams are a lot different this year and have made improvements.
I think from everything I've seen, that this is a very equally matched game. It's going to be fun to watch. Both teams are really they're kind of they have flashes of greatness, and they struggle just enough to keep them right around that 500 mark. But this is going to be a key game. They get to tee off against each other. A lot of speed and explosiveness on the field. We're going to have some fun.
Both teams, ironically enough, are coming off of tough losses from last week. North Central losing to Carmel 63-14, and Lawrence Central getting shut out by Center Grove 36-0. So you're going to have two hungry football teams coming into tonight's game.
Very hungry, and I think they'll both see opportunities here to get the ship on the right course and versus each other. So I see an evenly matched team. Both teams can score quick and hit the big play, and it'll just be, to me, a matter of how well they execute the fundamentals of the football game.
And for North Central, it is senior night for them. They have 19 seniors on their football roster. They were all honored in a brief ceremony a few moments ago, and as you know, being a former football coach yourself, senior night can help propel the home team in some ways.
It sure can. These guys, if they can get the sentimentality out of it and understand that this is the last time we're going to really get to tee it up together on our home field, that could be a huge advantage.
And that is the case for North Central. This is their last home game of the season before they finish out their last two games on the road at Pike and then at Ben Davis. For Lawrence Central, this is their last road game of the year before they go to Ben Davis at home next week, and then they finish at home after that against Carmel. So for Lawrence Central, though, they've got a lot of playmakers, Joe, and the first guy that stands out to me is their quarterback, Santana Allen. 18 touchdowns and just one interception this year.
That is a tremendous a bit of efficiency. Very good football player. He's going to have some opportunities tonight. We're going to see how well this North Central secondary can stay in the right position to drive on the throw and eliminate some of those big plays.
Well, and you and I were talking about this through the week as we were getting ready for this game. Colin Kofer, the head coach for North Central, and Will Patterson, the head coach for Lawrence Central, were high school teammates at one point at Lawrence North, and there's a lot of familiarity between the two of them, and I know they talked to each other before the season started, and it's like they wished each other well until they had to play one another,
right,
which is the case tonight.
And I think that's a great story, and I love to hear it when two very successful collegiate football players go back to the high school level and give back to what they some of the things they've learned, some of the keys that they have picked up playing football, not only on the field but off the field, and that's just huge to me to see two fine young men like that coming back and working with our youth.
For Lawrence Central, one question I wanted to ask you, Joe, 42 points against Pike and then no points against Center Grove. How do you find the offensive balance and rhythm back this week that you didn't have against Center Grove last week?
Well, I think there's a degree of difficulty there that you from Pike to Center Grove. It's tough. Not many teams are scoring on Center Grove. When you have speed and explosiveness, that's going to take care of itself. I think they'll have no problem getting back in stride, and it's just a matter now of will the defenses allow the big plays.
We'll talk more about North Central and Lawrence Central when we come back after we honor our country with the national anthem. It's high school football on the ISC Sports Network.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America builds and maintains roads, bridges, and other essential infrastructure that make us the crossroads of America. So thanks to LIUNA members' work, Hoosiers have a better quality of life, like access to utilities, easier routes to jobs, schools, or medical care. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
Your home uses water all day, every day. So when plumbing problems arise, you need them fixed fast and right. The LD Smith Plumbing Crew can handle anything, from outdoor plumbing repairs to everyday water problems. Plumbing may not be pretty, but we're pretty darn good at it, and we'll always give you a fair price.
That's our dirty, stinking, honest LD Smith Plumbing promise.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
Call today and save up to $300 on a new water heater installed.
Gridiron Foundation is all about development. When they first started learning about football, all the way to high school, giving them opportunities with their hard work and the ecosystem we've built.
We take them out of their neighborhoods and put them in front of Division I coaches and give them a purpose and a chance to be successful after high school.
The type of growth that I've seen in our athletes and the Gridiron Foundation has been more off the field than on the field. That was the original purpose, to make well-rounded young men in life and community.
When you're looking for a college, you should consider cost, financial aid, access to professors, internships, and outcomes. If you're goal-oriented and ready to take control of your future, you need to visit Wabash College. Wabash is nationally ranked in the most important areas: professors willing to help you achieve your goals, an unbeatable classroom experience, and happy, successful students. Schedule a campus visit today at wabash.edu.
We have done the national anthem at Panther Stadium, and there's you get a look of the Lawrence Central Bears coming out onto the field. They've got quite a few guys that are either going to Division I schools next year or are already getting at least some Division I offers as they try to make the best opportunities they can at their disposal to try to make sure that they get an opportunity to play at the next level collegiately. And there are quite a few guys that are going to make play a factor there for Lawrence Central. One guy that to watch out for, their offensive lineman for LC, is James Williams. He is going to Purdue. And then you've got Al Gooden, their running back, who already has Division I offers from Toledo, Kent State, App State, and Illinois State. And Dalen Lewis, their leading receiver, might get some Division I looks, and so is their wide receiver Cam Vaughn. Those are two guys that really can make plays for them in the passing game. So just some players to watch out for there for Lawrence Central. And Joe Polizzi rejoins us. Joe, you and I came into this season knowing we were going to be doing North Central throughout the year, their games, and they were winless through 3 straight years. We saw them break the streak in week 1, 32 straight losses. They get the win over Brebeuf. It's been a struggle at times under first-year head coach Colin Kofer, but it's clear that they have made some strides to get better. Where do you think they've improved the most?
I think that just their effort on the field, their enthusiasm about playing the game. I mean, we've seen them when they're down where there's no real chance to bounce back, and those kids are still fighting, scratching, clawing to make plays. I just think the overall improvement of fundamentals and the attitude with which they play the game has been exciting for me to see.
And they come out onto the field. Their fans certainly enjoying that. Again, a little extra oomph in the air tonight at Panther Stadium because it is senior night. So the North Central Panthers and the Lawrence Central Bears about to tee off. And this has been a series that has been dominated by Lawrence Central over the last 40 years, as there is North Central's head coach Colin Kofer, 2-4 in his first year as the head coach. Graduate of North Central High School, went to UIndy, has coached in the college ranks at several different places as an assistant coach before coming on here to be the head coach. But over the last 40 years, Lawrence Central has dominated the series, winning 17 of the last 25 meetings against North Central. Opponent records pretty similar. LC's opponents' records are 20-10. North Central's are 21-15 against common opponents. Both teams are 0-2. Will Patterson, 20-38 in his 6th year at Lawrence Central, 26-52 in his 8th year coaching overall. And of course, this is the first time that Colin Kofer has been coaching at the college ranks with that 2-4 record. So there's a look at the Panther out there on the field. And we are heading out to the middle of the field now to do the coin toss. And while we do that, Joe Polizzi, your keys to victory tonight for both teams.
Well, I think that, again, this is going to be a very, very evenly matched team with lots of speed and explosiveness on either sideline. So we're going to see a very good football game. To me, the keys are, at this point of the season, how are you playing disciplined in your fundamentals? To me, that's going to be a big key. Do you stay disciplined in your fundamentals to keep things within reach so that you can be in striking range to win the game? Eliminating the big plays, we've seen that be a factor in both of these teams. Breakdowns here or there causing a big play. You got to eliminate that. Execution in the kicking game. Both of these teams have struggled at times in the kicking game, and that's a huge portion of this game. And to me, I think with the speed and explosive and dynamic play on this field, to get a fast start is going to be a very, very big key for either side.
One of the team captains there you saw coming off the field for North Central, number 33, Colton Abitar-Connor, their leading tackler on the season. They've also got 3 different players who have 3 tackles for loss, and one of those guys to watch out for is Anton Ennis on their defensive line, 6'3", 330 pounds, and he was our LD Smith Plumbing Big Dog of the Week in Week 1 when North Central knocked off Brebeuf. So, as you saw on your screen there, Lawrence Central won the toss. They deferred. They will be kicking off to North Central, and North Central will be going left to right on your screen to get things started. And doing the kicking duties for Lawrence Central is Cooper Jordan, a sophomore, 6'1", 170 pounds. And it's been a combination of several different guys returning kickoffs this year for North Central. This time it's Jared Harrison, who is a sophomore defensive back, and near him is Jalen Amos, a junior running back who is on the other side of the field. So sometimes it's been the Averett boys with Tuajon and Demetrius Averett, who you'll see a lot of tonight, but they are not there this time on the kickoff return duties. So we are about ready to get this one started. Week 7 of the high school football season. After tonight, just 2 games remaining. Hard to believe it. Feels like we were just getting started.
Absolutely.
In August.
Sure
August
does fly.
22nd.
Sure does fly.
And Jordan gets his right leg into this, and it is a bouncer that rolls off the leg of Amos. Amos picks it up and able to run forward and not get a whole lot, but able to get to the 23 before he's wrapped up by Jaden Dorsey. But again, that ball hits you and bounces. That could be trouble for you.
That's very, very scary, and you can tell he was a little bit apprehensive. But whomever they have put back there to return kicks have been impressive. They've got great speed. Coach Kofer going with a couple new guys, and I think that's great to get their feet wet and get them an opportunity to get on the field and make some plays. But he has got a multitude of speed, shifty players in great acceleration, and anxious to see those 2 young men as they come along.
Sophomore quarterback leading the way for the North Central Panthers, Chase Grove, with 182 yards a game on average, 11 touchdowns and 2 picks, and right away off the bat, a flag flies. So we'll see what this is all about. Looks like they are pointing the Panthers' way, and a false start, and Chase Grove is next to that referee going, what in the world?
Yeah. No, that's not the way you want to start, and let's see if they can make this up. But when you get first and forever down in your own territory, it's just a matter now of eliminating mistakes and making things worse.
So instead of having it at the 22, you have it back at the 17, and it's 1st and 15, and the handoff goes to a man you'll see a lot of tonight, Zion Murphy, one of the seniors honored before the game, gets some of that yardage lost back and is tackled there by Kamani Ford.
He made about 2,000 moves in a 4-yard area there. What feet and quickness. He almost got it up to the initial line of scrimmage. But it's going to be interesting to see how they can turn the speed and dynamic quickness into points tonight.
Murphy hasn't played in every game. This will be his 5th out of 7. He's averaging 7 yards a carry, though. 2nd down and 10. Gets the carry again, and there you see why that yards per carry average is so high as he goes motoring forward close to a 1st down. Antonio Ford wraps him up.
This is going to be a big play kind of night. It seems like Lawrence Central wants to stay in a man-to-man. That's normally is not as effective against the run. So we're going to see some big plays. And he was very close to popping one right there.
They end up giving him 11 on that to the 32. So 1st and 10 for North Central. So they get out of the hole they dug themselves with that false start penalty. And 1st and 10 with Grove taking the snap. Protection good. Grove going down the field, might have a man wide open, and he does. The catch is made. Demetrius Averett, and he is to the house. Touchdown, North Central. A 68-yard touchdown pass to open things up for the Panthers.
That's the gamble you take when you play man coverage, and they busted coverage there and dropped a man, and flying all by himself, untouched for the big-time score. And like I said, a fast start's going to be very important, and there will certainly be some big plays with the type of talent we have on the football field.
And on comes Caleb Foles for the extra point. Snap good, hold good, kick from Caleb, and he got it. North Central jumps on the board first. They take an early 7-0 lead, a 3-play, 78-yard scoring drive, a minute 20 off the clock. Tonight's game brought to you in part by LIUNA, the 12,000 Hoosier men and women with Laborers District Council and affiliated local unions that build in Indiana. We are LIUNA. We're back in a moment. You're watching high school football on the ISC Sports Network. Well, that is one heck of a way to start the game for the North Central Panthers. 3 plays, 78 yards, a minute 20 off the clock. Chase Grove, a 68-yard touchdown pass to Demetrius Averett. And North Central, after the extra point, takes the 7-0 lead. So for Grove, his 12th touchdown pass of the season to just 2 interceptions. And for Demetrius Averett, his 4th receiving touchdown of the year, 2nd on the team in that category.
He got behind there, and he just wondered what the heck was going on. Well, how am I so open? And Chase thought the same thing. Let me just get it to him. And what a combination. They started that whole drive 5 yards behind because of an offside, legal procedure penalty, and were able to gobble up that yardage. And it's going to be this type of game. Lots and lots of speed.
Caleb Foles to kick it off. They've got 3 guys back, does LC, in about the same area. And it comes down at about the 12-yard line into the waiting arms of Dalen Lewis, their leading receiver. Solid return for Lewis out to about the 30, but a flag is down. So we'll see what the penalty yardage is all about here. This is usually on the return team. So Lawrence Central got it to the guy they wanted to get it, their receiver who's got such great speed. And there's block in the back on the Bears.
That's such a good measuring stick to see. You ask how these teams have improved and what North Central has improved on. Just the effort of that kickoff team. They're flying down there. That's not a team that feels like they're 2-4. This is a team that feels like we're going to get better every single opportunity and make something happen. Very, very impressive.
Got a helicopter out there. And that is no ordinary helicopter. It's a United States, does that say Air Force on it? Anyway, I know we got a lot of military veterans here tonight, so and it's senior night, all kinds of great festivities going on. That is one impressive helicopter.
Yeah, I'm glad it's our colors.
Well, Lawrence Central tries to get back into things. Santana Allen leading this offense. 6'1", 160-pound senior quarterback takes the snap and hands it off to his starting running back, Al Gooden. And Gooden showing why he is definitely a good running back out to the 28.
Yeah, one nice cut, and then he hit that opening. Good speed. He's kind of a long strider. It'll be interesting to see how he goes, but certainly is a fine-looking young man.
They give him 7 on that run. 2nd down and 3 for the Lawrence Central Bears. North Central scores on their opening drive. Lawrence Central trying to respond. Allen takes the snap and hands it off. And there's Gooden with a nice cutback and runs right into the waiting arms of Jaden Wakefield. Wakefield leading the team in tackles this year as he's brought down at the 37.
Oh, he's going to be a problem. He's got good cuts, good vision, and good acceleration. That's the triple threat that you got to have. But I think North Central's going to have to adjust by putting more movement onto their defensive line and trying to make some penetration.
Beg your pardon, Wakefield's 2nd on the team in tackles. That was his 43rd of the year. Avatar Connor is the guy who leads them with 56. And on that particular tackle, it was Miguel Downey making the stop on Gooden. But Gooden able to fight his way forward to about the 43. So he's getting off big chunks of yardage here.
Kidding, 7 yards a carry.
Yeah, and now it's 2nd and short again. Gooden the carry once again. He's got the 1st down and more. This could be trouble for North Central because Gooden almost went to the house there, but is brought down at about the 19-yard line, saving the touchdown. Avier Walker, but a big gain.
Good job of making a nice cut, getting to that open area and turning on the Jets. Pursuit path, saved the touchdown for North Central. And this young man's going to be a problem.
So that was a 38-yard run there by Al Gooden. You can see why so many division schools want to crack at Al Gooden. Offers from Toledo, Kent State, Illinois State, and Appalachian State. And 2nd penalty of the night here on Lawrence Central. This is a false start that backs them up 5. So now they go from the North Central 19 to the North Central 24, so it's 1st and 15, and there's a look at the LC coaching staff. Not too thrilled with that. And the Bears try to regather themselves. In motion was DJ Summers, and the throw out there incomplete. Looking for Santana Ector. So Santana Allen to Santana Ector falls incomplete, 2nd down.
And the defensive coordinator for North Central says, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Put that ball in the air. We got a chance.
That's exactly what you want if you're North Central after you give up that big run to Gooden. Then you get a penalty and a drop pass. Lawrence Central trying to fight out of 2nd and long. Here's Allen in trouble, and down he goes. What a blitz and a sack there by Miguel Downey. He had 1 tackle on this drive earlier. Now the sophomore linebacker comes up big.
Nice job putting on the pressure. They get to that point in the field where you have to make something happen. They brought some folks and made a big play. Keep them moving backwards.
That is a loss of 7. And after that, it's now 3rd and 20. Not a whole lot of plays in the play sheet for 3rd and 20, but Santana Allen trying to come up with something as he looks over at his sideline for his coach Will Patterson on what to do. In motion goes Cameron Vaughn. He's at the top of your screen. Snap to Allen. He fires. He's looking Vaughn's way. Overshoots him incomplete. Well covered by Avier Walker. 4th down and 20. From this distance, it'd be about a 49-yard field goal.
I don't think they're going to give it a shot, but I do like the coverage on that situation. Coach Kofer has done a better job, and that's another thing that we've seen improvement in is just their ability to play their position in the secondary. So huge if you can eliminate the big play or keep the big play from scoring and giving them another opportunity to put that ball down and make something happen.
Jordan is 11 of 11 on point after attempts, but he hasn't attempted a field goal. So LC keeping the offense on the field on 4th and a mile. Allen takes off and runs, and he is barreled out of bounds. And some incidental contact at the end from Wakefield. So Allen, even though he didn't get the 1st down, at least he flips the field position a little bit in his defense's favor as North Central takes over on downs.
Very good job in getting it out of there. You're right. There was no really receivers in the open. He had a little bit of a opportunity to get out to the flank, make some things happen. Got to contain that on 3rd and long, 4th and long. Fundamentals again. Keep that quarterback in the pocket. Make him make the throws. You got a better shot.
All right, so Zion Murphy out there in the backfield. And I think we might have encroachment here on the Bears. North Central fans certainly think so, and they are correct. As one of them stands up right in front of our camera. And it's 1st and 5. Boy, the men in stripes have been busy so far in this first quarter. Both teams have been penalized twice now. Brown hands to Murphy. Murphy watches that blocking fold in front of him, and then he is tackled there by Jackson Owens, junior defensive lineman, and 2nd down and short.
They've got some big boys up there. 319, 277. They're just playing that 3-man front and plugging up some holes.
Gain of 2, 2nd and 3 from the 23. Grove waits for the snap. Chase Grove fires. Risky throw, but the catch is made somehow. Javen Brooks in traffic, able to haul it in. And based on where the spot is, it looks like it should be a 1st down. And it is a chain mover. Well defended there by Tariq Okocha.
Aggressive on the offense, putting that throw right there where it belongs. Picking up the 1st down. Good mix is what we've seen all year long. Ability to throw, ability to break the big one in the passing game and on the ground.
That catch by Brooks puts him over 300 yards receiving on the year. He does have 5 touchdowns. There's Murphy getting the carry. Murphy cutting back, trying to move ahead, and he is met by Freddie Shaw and a couple of other guys there, but he did get a few out of that to the 31, so that's a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7.
It'll be interesting to see how this defensive line from LC can handle it. As I said, they're big, stocky young men. If you get them running sideline to sideline, that could be an advantage for the Panthers as this game moves on.
I think it's 2nd down and 3 from 31, or 2nd down and 7 from the 31.
Javen Brooks at the bottom of your screen. And Brooks makes the catch here, has blocking in front of him, and tackled at about the 37-yard line. Once again, there is Freddie Shaw, who makes his 2nd tackle of the night.
They're doing a nice job of hitting him in different spots, like we said. They're able to run the football. They're able to throw quick. They're able to hit the backside of the backfield. And the whole thing is just moving those chains. And sooner or later, with the speed you've got, you're going to pop the big one.
It is 3rd and a yard. Big down here for both teams early. Murphy, the tailback. Man in motion. And Murphy gets the, or rather, that is Tuajon Everett. Tuajon Everett getting the carry. So we'll see a lot of Tuajon, Demetrius, and Murphy, but it's Tuajon Everett getting the 1st down there. And once again, Freddie Shaw has to get there. He tried to strip the ball, could not. Jaden Dorsey finally finished him off.
We've seen him run hard like that all year long. He's got such good hit feet. Up front, they just engage, move their feet, give him a little bit of a seam, and he will be a flash right up in there.
Tuajon might have been shaken up on that play as he comes out. Murphy's back in at running back. Grove has solid protection. Throw, catch made. 1st down for Javen Brooks into Lawrence Central territory at the Bear 44-yard line.
Very, very well called offensive series. They're not going to have much trouble protecting the quarterback. There's not a great pass rush until they bring some heat. So he's going to have some time. And after that first play breakdown, they have played strictly zone on the secondary. And that's there'll be some openings. There'll be some windows.
That was a gain of 9, setting up 2nd and 1. Murphy back in at running back. Handoff Murphy. No, they fake it to him. Out there, incomplete. So that's normally a play that North Central has hit this year, but Antonio Woodson could not hang on. Senior wide receiver upset with himself there.
Nice route, got himself open, and they played a little too deep right there. Safety couldn't get over the top. Ball was laid there just where it needed to be. Couldn't get the handle, but we're still looking at a 3rd and short.
Woodson hasn't been one of the more heavily targeted wide receivers. That's been more Brooks and Amos and also the Averett boys, but that would have been his 5th reception if he could have held on. Snap a little off target. Grove hit as he throws, and Brooks nearly made a circus catch, but it's incomplete. However, there is a flag down in the Lawrence Central secondary. So this is a big call.
Somebody went downfield. Yeah, they brought some heat that time. A good read. Went after the right guy. Just a little bit of off, one stride off.
So that backs them up, does Lawrence Central. They take the penalty, and since that is a 5-yard penalty on 3rd down, that backs them up to the 49-yard line. So it's 3rd and 6. But this may be 2-down territory at this juncture for North Central. We'll see. Grove, pressure coming. Crow to Murphy, and Murphy is taken down quickly at the 46. Nice open field tackle made by Tariq Okocha.
Pretty good job in the secondary. Take away the deep. That's what they needed to do. Break up on the short. Put them in a punt situation. Coach Kofor has been watching the Lions, has he?
Yeah.
This is a absolutely go for it in some situations.
Or the Indianapolis Colts, for that matter. Shane Steichen likes to go for it in situations like this. As Errol Kearns is back deep to receive this punt. Junior defensive back. And waiting to take the snap from Caleb Foles. 3:44 and counting. Foles takes his time and boots it away. Trying to pin them deep, and it is caught at about the 13. Trying to go back up the field, and North Central is all over it. Colton Abitar Connor helped out there as well by Brenton Phillips. Special teams coverage was outstanding for the Panthers.
Beautiful job. That was one of the big keys. Discipline in your fundamentals. Did a nice job in the coverage. Stayed in their lanes. He tried to get outside. We had somebody right there to corner that. Big play and a long way to go to get to pay dirt for the Bears.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by LD Smith Plumbing, and big dog of the game is powered by LD Smith Plumbing and Drains. In plumbing and in football, the battle is won in the trenches, and that's where the big dogs dig. Linemen open the holes, unclog the mess, and protect their team every single down. That's why LD Smith Plumbing and Drains highlights the big dog of the game, and stay tuned because we will award the big dog in the 4th quarter. So after that, Lawrence Central takes over from their own 13-yard line. They got to go 87 yards for a touchdown, and a flag flies immediately. So even though this is a solid run by Al Gooden, it is likely coming back. We'll see what the determination is from the official. And yes, this has been a very penalty-filled 1st quarter.
Such a nice look at back. Very, very rarely do you see these days. I mean, he's listed at 6'3". He looks every bit of 6'3". Powerful back, good speed, good vision, but bringing it back.
Ball start, backs him up, and there on your screen there for North Central, who you're looking at, Jamison Hiddle. We talked to his dad a few weeks ago. Hiddle has been solid defensively, made a lot of tackles, and he's been solid in both the run and pass game. And it is Al Gooden getting the carry again, and Gooden, not much room to work with as Hiddle makes the tackle here, and right on cue, he's fired up. We got to see what this penalty flag's about as we come up on 3 minutes left here in the 1st quarter, as Hiddle shares a moment with Nishawn McClinton.
I think it's 2nd down and 12 from the 11.
Oh, I guess I thought I saw a flag down, but no. Well, now we see it. Okay, it's a face mask on North Central. Not really sure who committed the face mask, but either way, you move them up 15 to the 26.
No, they don't need help from the defense.
Gooden the carry again. Gooden bouncing off guys. Gooden still going. And if he didn't stumble, he might have been going a lot longer than that, but he's out near midfield, the 47-yard line, a gain of 21.
That right side, they're able to come off the football off that right side, and he gets a good running start. And with that start, he's very, very tough to handle.
Jaden Wakefield just got enough of his hand on there to make the play. And Gooden, they go quick snap here, and he's got nowhere to go as North Central does a great job in pursuit of Nishawn McClinton, the senior linebacker who you saw high-fiving Hiddle earlier with a big play, and it's a loss of 2, 2nd and 12.
Well, that's always the answer with the defensive front. Come with some pressure. If they've shown that they want to continue to run to the defensive left, bring some heat.
Now
Change
they go
up those blocking schemes.
It is Jamari Simmons getting the carry, so of course Al Gooden's going to need a break eventually. They go with Simmons on this try, and Simmons gets some of the lost yardage back, but he is brought down at the 49 for a gain of 4, and that makes it 3rd and 8. Let's see if they decide to air it out here with Allen. Allen trying to,
got him too.
I think that hard count was effective. Either that or one of his own men moved, but I think if they moved, it was because North Central jumped into the neutral zone. That is the call. 5-yard penalty on the Panthers, and 3rd and 8 just became 3rd and 3. So that moves them to the North Central 46, 3rd down and 3. That's 4 penalties in the first quarter on North Central. One thing that's helped them in the 2 wins have been fewer penalties, but tonight, that's been a problem so far. Throw out here, catch made, and close to a first down. It was Hiddle making a nice tackle on Dalen Lewis. So Lewis has done a solid job for LC this year. He did get enough for the first down, but Hiddle with good pursuit.
Moving those chains. Nice job up front. Made it look like a play action. Pulled both guard and tackle through the quick. Little run pass option there. Nice read. Picked up the first down. Nice efficient drive coming.
That was the 30th catch of the year for Lewis, and they hand off back to Gooden. He's got nowhere to go. 2 guys there initially, Emmanuel Oheen Dwumfor, as well as Zay Eccles. What a job.
Yes, sir. Bringing some heat, getting some penetration. Not just standing there and getting blocked. You know why they're running to that right side. Big number 52 is over there, the Purdue commit.
Yep.
And he is a very, very impressive looking young man. Both run blocking and pass blocking. Moves very, very well.
James Williams is who Joe was talking about there. 6'3", 304-pound senior offensive lineman as a North Central player is down. Don't forget to hit the spot at Raising Cane's, where every chicken finger is hand battered and cooked to order. Every crinkle cut fry comes from grade A premium potatoes. Each thick sliced Texas toast is lightly brushed with Cane's garlic butter blend and grilled to golden brown perfection. And most importantly, where the secret recipe, Cane's sauce, is made in restaurant every day. The Cane's box combo is sure to hit the spot and leave you craving more. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love. Injury timeout. We're back in a moment on the ISC Sports Network.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America are building roads and bridges to get Hoosiers where they're going today, and a new energy infrastructure that will keep Indiana competitive tomorrow. LIUNA's over 12,000 statewide members also grow local economies, earning good union wages, shopping where they live and work, and paying taxes. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
All right, injury timeout is concluded. It's 2nd down and about 11 for the Lawrence Central Bears. Last year they beat North Central 42-7, but this game has been in favor of the Panthers so far. Al Gooden getting the carry, and he has nowhere to go. He is met again by Miguel Downey, who already has 3 tackles in this game.
They have shown the fact that they like to run to that right side behind the big man, James Williams. And North Central's answer is we're going to come with some heat right there and make it tough on you. That's been a huge adjustment.
They can let this clock run out if they want, but it doesn't look like they're doing that. Nope. Allen in trouble, stepping up. Santana Allen trying to get going, still on his feet. Allen, he takes off. He's got the first down, and he's run out of bounds. But a solid run by Allen to pick up the first down and keep the Lawrence Central drive alive. They have the football with a fresh set of downs when we start the second quarter. Here's one more look at that run. That ends up being a 19-yard pickup for Allen. We're back to start the second quarter after this on the ISD Sports Network.
Raising Cane's invites you to grab life by the chicken fingers. So get out there. Be you. Do you. Embrace whatever makes you, you. All while enjoying Raising Cane's hand-battered cooked-to-order chicken fingers, crispy crinkle-cut fries, buttery Texas toast, and that secret recipe cane sauce that makes everything that much better. So go on, savor the day.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Are you curious as to how much your home is worth? Well, the Shear Brothers team at United Real Estate will provide you with a no-cost, no-obligation market value report of your home. So be sure to call now, 317-255-7285. That is Shear Brothers Realty. About to start the second quarter, a 19-yard pickup on that run by Santana Allen to end the first quarter. And Lawrence Central is threatening here, 1st and 10 from the Panther 23. What do you think both teams are thinking at this juncture, Joe?
Well, they did such a good job of getting heat. They had him in the backfield, a couple of missed tackles, good job by elusive running by the QB. And not right now, again, it's just a refocus on the fundamentals. If you keep those rush lanes where he can't get outside and scramble like that, then you got yourself an opportunity.
So we change sides to start the second quarter. Allen, he's got pressure coming. Allen's in some trouble again. Allen rolls, fires in the end zone, close there. Catch is made right before the goal line. Antonio Williams, senior wide receiver, 22-yard gain, 1st and goal.
Again, very nice play. QB elusive, getting himself out of trouble. Rush lanes got us in trouble for North Central. He got a little outside of the flank, got some time to gather himself and find an open receiver.
And Jamison Hiddle came very close to having an interception there. 1st and goal at the 1. Allen with the throw. He had a pick there, a pick of either one of those two guys, and it was deflected by Santana Ector, and Dalen Lewis was right behind him going, wait a second, I was going to have that. So it ends up being a 2nd and goal.
And once again, North Central defensive coordinator says thank you. They got a 195-pound 6'3" back there.
And the handoff.
Boom.
I think the play might have been blown dead, though, before he got it. It's false start against Lawrence Central, so wipe off that touchdown. That is their 4th penalty of the first half. And now it's 2nd and goal from the 6-yard line. A little bit of movement before that play. Well, you get it 22 yards to the 1, and then you back up to the 6. Al Gooden gets the carry. Gooden only able to pick up a couple. Good penetration by the defensive front for North Central. First guy there was Jacob Hudson, junior linebacker. They give him 2 to the 4.
That's about the first time tonight that we've seen Gooden miss the hole. He had some running room out to the right side behind big number 5-2. Chose to cut it back and right into the heat of the defense.
3rd and goal from the 4. Gooden cutting it back to the outside, taking defenders with him. He should be in this time as Hiddle loses his helmet, and they say touchdown Bears.
Hands go up.
A 4-yard touchdown run for Al Gooden.
Showed his strength right there. He had 3 or 4 arm tackles that he broke with no problem. Worked himself into the end zone. Good, tough, hard running. He's a very, very impressive back.
So for Al Gooden, his 4th rushing touchdown of the season. And on comes Jordan for the extra point. Cooper Jordan awaits it. Snap is good. The hold is good. The kick, a little wobbly coming out of there, but he makes it. And we are tied at 7. North Central gets the ball when we come back on the ISC Sports Network. Don't forget to start your morning at Ruth's Cafe, where the coffee's fresh, the breakfast is made with love, and everyone's greeted with a smile. For 17 years, we've been serving up breakfast, brunch, and lunch to our community. We're open daily from 7 to 2, so come in, get comfortable, and feel right at home at Ruth's Cafe. So for the Lawrence Central Bears, that was a 10-play, 87-yard drive, and that took the final 3 minutes and 30 seconds of the first quarter and 59 seconds of the second quarter. So 4:29 total off the clock. Totally different from North Central's scoring drive of the game, which was 3 plays, 78 yards, 68 of which came on the touchdown pass from Chase Grove to Demetrius Averett. And for North Central, back deep once again, Jared Harrison and Jalen Amos. Harrison, who you just saw, is wearing number 20. And Cooper Jordan ready to kick this one away for the Bears. And this is a short wobbler coming down as one of the up men fields it. And gets across the 30 to about the 34. So North Central ends up getting pretty good field position out of this.
That last drive by North Central, a lot of that just came down to the improvising skills of the quarterback. Got outside of the defense a couple times and made some runs and kept those sticks moving. Very impressive drive, both running and passing from the Bears of Lawrence Central.
They have it. 1st and 10 from their own 34 does North Central. Chase Grove at quarterback, Zion Murphy in at running back. Demetrius Averett in the slot. Murphy the carry. And Murphy able to fight his way forward with a nice run on 1st down. They give him the 40. That's a gain of 6. He was tripped up by Errol Kearns.
His acceleration is really what makes him go. He hits that hole full blast and gets that second level linebacker right now. They're good linebackers here for Lawrence, for the Bears. And they're good, tough kids with hitters, but generally they don't have to take on somebody that's got a head start, as we see right there.
Leading receiver, Javen Brooks, goes to the top of your screen. Looks like Avier Walker's in the game as well. Throw out to Murphy. Murphy's got a seam. Murphy across midfield and slung out of bounds. Boy, Murphy is tough. Finally catching up to him, DJ Summers, a senior defensive back.
You know, we haven't seen much of him out in the open area like that, but he is a very good open field runner. Good execution, blocked it well on the perimeter, and led him perfectly to get that ball in stride and make a big play out of it.
That's a gain of 12 and a 1st down. 5 first downs in this first half for the Panthers, trying to retake the lead. Lawrence Central won the toss. They deferred, so North Central got the ball on their opening drive, went down and scored. Also senior night for the Panthers. Grove rolling. Trying to find a man open. Looked like he had somebody for a minute. Then he got tripped up, and down he goes for the sack. The first guy that got there was Lawrence Skelton, and then he got finished off at the end there by Kamani Ford.
Well, the fact that he got flushed out of the pocket as this, he couldn't really settle his feet to find an open guy and held on a little bit too long. He would have been happier just to toss that thing out of bounds. But decent coverage in the secondary, but initially he had a couple seams wide open.
2nd and 11 after that 1 yard loss.
2nd and 11 from the Bear 49.
Jordan Jones, junior wide receivers at the top. Javen Brooks at the bottom of the screen. And the handoff, it's not Murphy this time. And this time it was Amos. So Jalen Amos, junior running back. There's 4 different guys that can get the ball anytime in this North Central backfield. That time it was Amos, and he got to the 46. Gain of a few, and it's 3rd down and about 7.
And they are all equally scary in that they can pop it at any minute. But that's a big, strong, physical D-line, as we mentioned earlier, for the Bears.
Now Murphy's back in the game on this 3rd and long play. Snap a little bit off target. Grove steps up and fires. Incomplete. Good coverage there on the outside by Jaden Dorsey as he was covering Jordan Jones.
He got some heat on him, which caused him to throw it a little bit high. He had a man open. Not his normal stride, I didn't think, because of the pressure. And that one got away from him. They got to punt it away.
Foles standing back at his own 40, ready to punt this one away. And back deep to receive the punt, the always scary Dalen Lewis. Foles gathers, gets it away. Might stay away. Well, it does bounce its way to Lewis, and Lewis, no fear in his bones. You know that. He's able to return it to about the 19. That is a gain of 5 and a 1st down.
And a risky move, but you're right, it is gutty. When you're down there in your own territory with your back to the goal line, generally you play a little safer. But he picked up 5 and got that first drive moving. Let's see what they do this drive. Quarterback scramble has been big for them, but they have got one of the best running backs in the state that is able to hammer it in there and break it when necessary.
First drive for Lawrence North, they turned it over on downs. Second drive, they got an Al Gooden touchdown run. So here they are on drive number 3. After that opening drive touchdown for North Central, it's been punts both of the other times. Allen fires it out, near side.
Oh.
Catch made. He might have a lot of running room in front of him. Down the sideline he goes, and it is Lewis. Dalen Lewis is gone, 82 yards. But a flag is down. Got to wait, got some laundry on the field, and based on the way that Santana Allen, the quarterback, is acting, he's not a happy camper.
Just a crushing block out here
Yep.
by the wideout, and that was all he needed. There was no containment on the play. He had the sideline to himself, and nobody was catching him, but it's coming on back.
Devastating blow for Lawrence Central. I wonder if he grabbed the face mask or did something illegal. I don't know. But either way, it is a big penalty because instead of having the touchdown, you are backed up even further in your own territory. Oh, I think he was holding too on the other side, and it did affect the play. So, and they say the foul occurred at the 22, so you back them up to the 12. And it's first down and about
eternity.
Yeah. 1st and 16. All right, back to the ground game with Gooden.
Nice job. Look at that defense. All gaps were filled, good support. Picked up +2, but that's a back that's going to get +2. Nice job filling the gaps. Get back to my original keys for the game, and it's just playing sound, disciplined fundamentals. And that's what that was. We got a man down there.
It was Colton Avatar Connor who made that tackle, along with a few of his other friends there. Kenneth Still was also in on that stop, and Still is the one who's down right now. Looks like he was trying to wave off the training staff, saying, hold on, I'm fine. But either way, out comes head coach Colin Kofer to take a look at Still, and he's an important part of what North Central does defensively. While they sort that out, we'll remind you that the IndyCard Exchange will make you a competitive offer on vintage and modern sports cards and Pokemon cards as well. And the IndyCard Exchange now offers in-person grading services at their 96th Street location just west of I-69. Plus, you can sign your kids up for the free IndyCard Exchange Kids Club if they are 13 or younger. Find out more when you log on to IndyCardExchange.com. And you also wonder, too, with it being such a warm October night, this is the North Central cheerleaders. They were honored, too, on senior night, the senior cheerleaders. 77 degrees right now. It was in the 80s most of the day, so you got to wonder, a lot of these guys probably aren't used to it being this warm this late in the year. Santana Allen at quarterback, Gooden to his right. It is second down and about 15 after all that. And a whistle. Boy, we have had a lot of laundry on the field. I'll be seeing yellow in my sleep tonight.
Yeah, it's too bad. I mean, at this point in the season, two teams that are really fighting to get above that, stay above that 500 level. Too many mistakes, concentration issues.
And that false start backs him up from the 14 to the 9. And now it's 2nd and 20. Allen trying to spread it out here. Throws it. And
gone.
Up the move. What a move to the outside goes Antonio Williams. Are there flags this time? No. Well, actually there might be.
At the end of that play.
Okay, so it looks like the run's going to stand.
Yeah, they're walking back. These guys are just getting tired. They're tiring out those wideouts. Nice job at least on the recovery from the pursuit path to keep that one from going the distance, but it's coming back anyway.
And you could tell Antonio Williams on his face, he was thinking to himself, you got to be kidding me.
What is this call?
Holding, and this is the 4th penalty on this drive alone for Lawrence Central. They have 8 for the first half.
And brought back some huge plays that would have really put the Panthers in a heap of trouble.
So it's 2nd and 18 from the 10. The throw, the catch made. Well, he bobbled it, but he held on. What a play there by Antonio Williams, who looked like he might drop it, but able to juggle it into his grasp, and Jamison Hiddle knocked him down. That moved the chains, though.
Nice job on the quick release. I can see what these college coaches like about the quarterback from Lawrence Central. He's got a nice quick delivery and got him while they were flat-footed and turned that into a big, huge first down.
And on a play where they needed to get 18, they got 20. Looks like pressure was coming off the edge. Gooden able to run right around it. Gooden breaks off a tackle. Gooden still going and shoved out of bounds. LC bench wants a late flag. They don't get it. They spot it at the 47. That's a 17-yard gain.
Once he gets outside the front 7 and it's just him versus the secondary, he's going to win those battles. Big, strong, physical runs with a good body lean. And he's just very, very difficult for those DBs to handle.
Gooden again the carry. Somebody loses a helmet, and it's one of the North Central players who's beside himself.
Another flag, too.
And again, this is a rivalry. These two teams don't like each other. Big
They
rivalry here in the MIC, and that was, looked like Isaiah Bromley who lost his helmet. Both teams are talking to each other and themselves, trying to weather the storm here in this first half. See what he decides. We are waiting with suspense. It looked like he was about ready to make the call, then he turns around.
They've got about 300 yards on this drive already.
Penalty yards or actual yards?
Keep bringing them back and making them start over.
North Central averaging 21 points a game offensively, giving up 40 on defense. And that's a personal foul on Lawrence Central. Offensively has not been more the issue for them. They've been averaging 32 per game and giving up 28. So they've been better offensively than defensively. But 5th penalty on this drive alone for the Bears. And that backs them up to the 37-yard line.
First down and 21 from their own 37 for Lawrence Central.
Officials still trying to sort some things out. A lot to sort out on a penalty. Got to figure out yardage, down and distance, where the foul occurred, what down it is. Okay, so they counted the play, and then they said the penalty was after the play. So it's 2nd and 21. And in trouble is Allen, and down he goes. Allen sacked back at the 32-yard line. 2 guys there, Anton Ennis, as well as Miguel Downey.
Very nice job with the pressure. He had some time and probably took a little too long. He had some people open over the middle, but couldn't get his base to really deliver that football, but good pressure.
Ennis with the sack to go along with 3 tackles for loss that he has this year. And that makes it 3rd down and about 26. After that, Allen spreads it out. He steps up and he fires against a 3-man rush and overshoots his intended target. Trying to go to Antonio Williams again. Can't blame him for that, considering what Williams is capable of. But now it's an obvious punting situation for LC.
We just went 2 plays without a flag. How about that?
Can we make it 3? I hope so.
It's been rare. It's been rare.
Well,
Nice
Al Gooden's
throw.
out there. Looks like he is a punt protector in this situation.
He's a heck of a football player.
As Cooper Jordan waits to punt this one away. And Demetrius Averett is back to receive this punt for North Central. It is around his own 40. Punt nearly got blocked. And Averett fair catches it at the 40-yard line. So North Central will take over with excellent position. 28-yard punt, no return there for the Panthers. Don't forget the Indy Thunder are Indiana's premier beat baseball organization, which gives blind and visually impaired athletes a chance to compete at the national and international level. The Thunder are now 6-time World Series champs, including a perfect 26-0 season in 2025. They're looking for sponsors, volunteers, and even players for their 25th season in 2026. Contact Darnell Booker at 317-370-7231, and you can watch the Thunder anytime by logging on to iscsportsnetwork.com.
Big series for North Central. They've got to get a couple first downs on this just to give their defense a chance. They've been out on that field way too long.
And Murphy gets the carry. And he was brought down by Jackson Owens. And what do we have here? Looks like we've got Noah Ardillo Miller who's down. Been a very physical game. Both teams have had some injuries here and there or had to have come off the field. So while they tend to Ardillo Miller, we'll step aside briefly. You're watching high school football on the ISC Sports Network.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America builds and maintains roads, bridges, and other essential infrastructure that make us the crossroads of America. So thanks to LIUNA members' work, Hoosiers have a better quality of life, like access to utilities, easier routes to jobs, schools, or medical care. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. the Laborers International Union of North America. We are La Una.
And Noah Ardillo-Miller heading back over toward the sideline for North Central. Ardillo-Miller played very well, especially in that game over Harrison. Helped him win that one. He had the ball twice and scored a touchdown. He's got a touchdown receiving and a touchdown rushing on the year. So he's definitely added even more depth to that backfield for the Panthers. So you hope if you're North Central, you don't lose him for too long. They put him at the 42, so it's a gain of 2 on that last run. 2nd down and 8. Going in motion there was Noah Covington, the tight end, and Murphy with a nice run. Murphy into the secondary. Murphy cutting back inside, and down he goes.
Just the right call at the right time. They pressed up and played man. And once you break that line of scrimmage in man coverage, there's no real support to help your offensive front, your defensive front. And he just popped it and turned on the Jets.
So they put him at the Lawrence Central 23-yard line. That's a 25-yard run by Zion Murphy. His longest run this year has been 56. Murphy stays in the game. Jeremiah Gillespie's at the bottom of your screen. There goes the tight end, Covington. Murphy, the carry. Murphy busting loose. Murphy carrying defenders with him. What a run by Zion Murphy. Out of bounds inside the 10. They spot him at about the 8. That's a gain of 15.
That's a senior running on his last time on this field, and he is making it happen. Good, hard, physical run. He's been a good, solid back all year long.
Elijah Woodfork holding on for dear life there at the end of that play for the Bears. And it's 1st and goal from the 8 for North Central. Now they got Covington lined up as a tight end in the slot to the right here. Now he comes in motion. Gillespie's at the bottom of the screen. Snap, bobbled, picked up, and nice job there by Tuajon Averett, who was in at running back on that play. And so important to be alert and aware, and Tuajon was there. 2nd down.
Yeah, it would have been disastrous. This has been a nice drive, excellent work, much needed, because you're getting that defense some time off, your own defense some time off, and now they got to finish this off and get some points.
It's a loss of 2 because of that fumble. So 2nd and goal from the 10. Tuajon Averett remains in the game. Grove with the snap, pressure coming. He steps up, tries to avoid it. Grove fires, tipped into the air. One of the linemen tried to come down with it. It's incomplete, but that was a man, just an unreal play there by Antonio Ford, junior linebacker for Lawrence Central, to get his hand on that.
He had his decision here. I'm talking about Chase. He had a decision to put that down and try to get some yards or make something happen. Just be careful. Those late throws really come back to haunt you.
North Central fans, especially the senior students, really trying to enjoy this one on senior night. Chase Grove running out of time here. There's 5 on the play clock. He's got to hurry. There's 2, there's 1. I think Colin Kofer might call a timeout, and that is exactly what he does, the first of the half for North Central. While they do that, and we have a moment, we'll remind you that Ed Martin Automotive Group, when it comes to your next vehicle, Ed Martin is the only name you need to know. And Ed Martin is always proud to support both the Wildcats and the Bears. Ed Martin Automotive Group. Well, not exactly what they wanted to do in that situation, Joe, having to take it down, and they were late coming out of the huddle. They call a timeout, but a big 3rd down play here. What do you think we might see coming out of this?
Well, you know what? They have so many different options to go to. I would like to see something quick, a quick hitter for one of these little flash backs to make something happen up the middle. To me, that's the advantage here, is their speed and quickness versus a little bit of a sluggish Lawrence Central defense. But this is not the way they wanted this drive. They had 1st and 9, and they looked like they were going to be able to finish it off nicely. It got a little messy, but still a great opportunity to get some points.
5th play of the drive coming up here. 3rd and goal from the 10. The center, Quentin Gross, junior offensive lineman, about to snap the ball to Chase Grove. Looks like they've got Zion Murphy back in the game. They do. Grove faking, firing, catch made, Averett, touchdown, North Central. Demetrius Averett from 10 yards out, and North Central is back in front, 13-7.
Beautiful job on the call. Play action, led the H-back up through the middle. Good fake, quick delivery, beautiful execution. That's the way to finish the drive. Nice job.
Caleb Foles with the extra point coming up. Again, always important, especially in games like this, rivalry contests. Foles waits, the snap down, the kick on its way, and Foles knocks it through. He is 9 of 9 on extra points this year. North Central back in front, 14-7. We'll go ahead and keep it right here. And Joe, now the pressure shifts back to LC because they're going to get the ball back here. They turned it over on downs on their opening drive. Then they got a touchdown on their second drive, but then they had to punt on drive number 3. So I think the big thing is for them, it's got to be playing clean. No penalties, right?
Exactly.
They had so many on the last drive.
Keep it clean, keep it disciplined, be in the right spots. You asked me earlier what I saw was the greatest improvement on this year. That drive right there was a great indication. They needed it. They needed to not only work the clock, but they needed to get points. They executed perfectly. They saw a little bit of adversity and still were able to get the 6 and the conversion. Excellent job on that drive, and that's a team, an offensive team that has matured a great deal through the course of this year. Credit to the coaching staff.
Al Gooden coming back out here on special teams. Of course, if you are North Central, you want to kick it away from him.
He's a freight train.
He sure is. Combination of size and speed. 5 plays, 60 yards on that scoring drive for the Panthers. 2 minutes and 7 seconds off the clock as Caleb Foles gets ready to kick this one away. It's high, it's end over end, and it's fielded by Lewis. He was just outside the 10, running laterally. Not what he wanted to do there as a flag comes down. He is brought down shy of the 20. Several Panthers there to greet him. Roderick Walls, one of the senior defensive linemen who was honored before the game, was there. So was Jamison Hiddle, but see what this penalty flag is all about.
I think I saw about 6 blocks in the back on that one. So
6 of them, huh?
It's going back. It's going back. Good coverage. Just outran the offensive protection. That's how you get blocks in the back. They're going to have to go the length of this field in 3 minutes. We'll see what they can do. Keep putting the pressure on with that defensive front.
And that backs them up to the 10. It's pretty hard. Not always easy in high school to go 90 yards, but that's what Lawrence Central has to do. Al Gooden, the main back. A lot of movement up front, and that is on North Central.
We're going to help them.
Hard count was very effective.
They were bringing some heat, and they got a little anxious on that. And shoot, those are the things, that you don't need to help them. You don't need to help them. They're good enough as it is.
Anton Ennis touched the center, and the other linemen, they were ready to fall back and just say, hey.
Bring it again.
So 1st and 5, catch made Williams, and he is knocked down hard at the 22, but that's a gain of 7. He was hit hard by Avier Walker. But what a job by Antonio Williams in this first half.
Nice job of breaking up on that throw, making a good, clean tackle. Just make sure you don't give up the sideline and let him go like he did the last time.
1st and 10 from the 22. Gooden the carry. Gooden Not much to work with after that initial burst, as Miguel Downey was there on him. So was Anton Ennis. And there's some extracurricular activity. Some pushing and shoving a little bit after the play, and we have a flag down once again.
What the heck is this one about?
That might be on North Central for a face mask here. He says after the play.
It seemed like they...
Well, like I said, I saw some pushing and shoving, so it must have been during that fracas there. So instead of having it at the 26, 15-yard penalty moves them up to the 41. You certainly don't mind that if you're Lawrence Central, because now you move up even further, and you have all three of your timeouts at your disposal still.
Well, you mentioned playing clean football, and this is the opposite.
Gooden, the carry. Lets defenders go by him and then takes some of them with them into NC territory out to the 46 and a first down for the Bears.
Ran that counter play. That's their favorite offensive run. Guard pull, tackle turns up, and you got a big, strong stallion hitting that hole.
Roderick Walls had to come over there and make the tackle, and North Central was a little discombobulated there on defense. They had to call a timeout, so now they've had to use two of them here in this first half.
I think this is a good move. Get them settled down. You're giving them yards on penalties. You're getting, you lost your gaps on that particular last counter run. Get them settled down. Play your gap. Don't get too emotional. You can tell these are bitter rivals, and they both want to taste the victory. But play your position. We mentioned it early on in the broadcast. It's all about discipline, fundamentals across the board. That's what's going to get you a W here today. We got the Irish up on Center Grove 8-0 at the half. We got Westfield up on Avon 23-14. Some good games in the area.
Yep, and that Warren Central Lawrence North game tonight is a big one.
I think Warren's up. I think I saw that earlier. That'll be interesting to follow also.
Ben Davis is against Carmel tonight. Pike against Guerin Catholic. Warren Central against Lawrence North, of course. So those are just some of the other games going on around the MIC this evening. Out of the timeout. 1st and 10. 2:25 to go. Allen in trouble, and he is hit. He has no choice but to sit back and take the sack. The pressure was coming. The two guys that got there, M.J. McManus and Emmanuel Oheen Dwumfor.
Good job. Just the right time, bringing the heat. That was a very important timeout to get them settled down, get them playing the game, take out the emotions, and let's just play. When I say emotions, I mean the negative, the fighting, extracurriculars that cost them.
It's a loss of 6, so 2nd and 16. Also, Colton Avatar Connor was there. McManus chasing Allen. Allen steps up and fires, has a man open. Catch made inside the 40. And he's close to a first down, but not quite there, as Roderick Walls takes him down. The reception made by Tariq Okocha.
Allen is most dangerous when he's out in the open, scrambling. He tries to make something happen, and he certainly did on that one.
Third down and about 3. And it was Lawrence Central who used their first time out of the half. So they have 2 left. North Central has 1. Lawrence Central, their journey to this point so far in the season, lost their opener to Lawrence North. It was a great game at LN, which North won 34-27, a hard-fought battle. Then Lawrence Central would win their next 2 over Zionsville and Edwardsville of Illinois. Then lose to Warren Central, bounce back against Pike, and then lose to the always tough Center Grove. That's how LC got to 3-3 for North Central. opens up the season with the win over Brebeuf, then falls to Hamilton Southeastern and Warren and LN. So 3 really tough games right in a row.
Sure
Bounced back against Harrison and then lost to Carmel last week. That is how North Central arrived to 2-4.
Well, I think the big emphasis at this time is to get a conference win. Great opportunity tonight. There'll be other opportunities as their year winds down. But this is, to me, a big milestone for Coach Kofer.
3rd and 3, and this is a big down and distance for both these teams. Throw, catch, first down, and it's Lewis. Lewis trying to find a seam, and he gets walloped, but he did get the first down. And a flag comes in at the end. Yeah, there's pushing and shoving. I was wondering if that might happen. Everybody's playing with an extra chip on their shoulder tonight. You know, it's a rivalry game. It's a conference game.
Yeah, it's good to play hard, and you better play hard. But these things that are penalizing your team are contrary to what you want to get done. I thought he called I'm talking about Coach Kofer called a good timeout. He's trying to get his point across now. Just play the game. Stop at the whistle, and you always know the second guy to retaliate is the one that gets the penalty. Got a defensive holding call.
Yeah, personal foul there at the end. So 15 yards. So North Central has been penalized 4 times on this drive alone. And that was after Lawrence Central on their previous drive. They were penalized 5 times offensively. So both these teams have been penalized over 10 times in this first half.
That is something that has to be corrected at halftime. You can't put your team in a hole like this.
You also don't want to have that happen in week 7, especially with the postseason right around the corner. And after all that, it is 1st and 10 at the 14.
Good
Pass
job.
to
Nice
Lewis.
Call. He's in.
He is gone for the touchdown. Wow. Dalen Lewis made that look easy. Number 14 with a 14-yard reception for a TD.
As you'll see in the replay, they brought the house, and he was out there all by himself. Little maneuvering, and he's in. But they gambled on trying to make something happen, and they brought the heat. It was just the right offensive call, and they took advantage and walked it in.
What a play. And the extra point, all important to tie the game. Got it. 14 all with 57 seconds remaining. And remember that Lawrence Central gets the second half kickoff. So if you are North Central here, Joe, got to be thinking, get a good return, get good field position. You do only have 1 timeout to work with. That is true. But you still have opportunities in front of you.
Take some shots. There's some big play people on this sideline, both sidelines actually. But you got to be disappointed with that drive, how much you helped them with your penalties and some kind of busted assignments. But the fact is, you got to execute strong, and this is something I'm sure will be pointed out at halftime. Fundamentals, discipline, play the game. You got a chance to win.
Dalen Lewis now with that touchdown. He has 6 on the season, so he leads the team in that category. He's got over 500 yards receiving on the year. And Santana Allen with that touchdown pass now has 19 touchdowns this year to just 1 interception. And on comes Cooper Jordan, putting that ball on the tee at the 40.
He's growing on me. That quarterback's got some talent. And he stays poised, and he can make the improvised play, which we've seen all night long.
Jared Harrison and Jalen Amos awaiting the kickoff. There it is. It's heading towards the sideline. Amos bobbles it, but picks it up inside the 10. Amos has nowhere to go. The exact thing you didn't want to have happen if you're North Central. You have to start from your own 10-yard line. And you got 51 seconds left in the half. Now, will Colin Kofer decide to have his team take a knee and run out the clock and go to the locker room, or will he decide to be aggressive? Let's take a gander. He is bringing out to a John Averett. Demetrius Averett's coming out too, so is Brooks and Gillespie.
I'm going to guess he's going to keep it conservative here. Don't make it worse. You're pinned down. You got a chance to make some corrections, and don't give them anything to cheer about before going in at halftime.
That last scoring drive for LC, by the way, 6 plays, 90 yards. Grove drops the ball, in trouble, hit, and where do they spot him? At the 1. So the bobbled snap, Antonio Ford just decks Grove at the 1-yard line. Loss of 9 for number 9. He is very lucky he did not get in the end zone on this. And Lawrence Central's taking their second timeout of the first half. And Grove, you got to wonder about his health at this point because he got walloped on that play.
He took a shot, scrambling to his left. Couldn't do much other than just accept that hit. Yeah, they're in deep trouble here now.
Now, at this juncture, it's 2nd down and 19 from your own 1. So you'd probably think just maybe quarterback sneak to get out or just push the pile and avoid a safety. That's the second worst case scenario, safety. Worst case scenario, you fumble it or do something that leads to them having a touchdown. Either way, you don't want to have either of those happen. They also put 3 seconds on the clock, so it was at 41. They put it 3 seconds back on, so now there's 44. And I would think that the Panthers are going to run it here, and then Lawrence Central will probably use their last timeout to stop the clock. But the biggest thing you cannot do if you are the Panthers is lose yardage here. Whatever you do has got to go forward.
I'm going to say quarterback sneak because they are under center.
Well, Grove tries a hard count to try to get LC to jump. It backfires. Instead, it's a false start on the Panthers. So now you're even further inside the 1. That's their 10th penalty of the first half. Grove hands it off, and he does not get out, I don't think. Zion Murphy, they're saying he did get out, but barely.
He got a good spot.
He got a very generous spot, did Murphy there. Wow. Break for the Panthers. And because they ran it there, LC stops the clock with their final timeout. What a job by Suin Morquinho, who plays fullback on offense, defensive lineman on defense. Really important part of the game here for Colin Kofer and his team, and that's what he's trying to tell his group right now.
I don't know, the quick kick with Chase would be something I'd give a shot.
It's 3rd down.
Get that ball and get rid of it. Punt it out of there.
The distance is still 3rd down and almost 20.
That's how close they are to that goal line. They're about centimeters.
That first play of the drive really sets them back. The botched attempt there by Grove, he just drops the ball, and then that leads to LC's pursuit, and he gets drilled for a sack, loses 9 yards. Now you need to get out of the shadow of your own goal line still. But even if you run this play, LC is going to probably get the ball back with a little bit of time left. Grove, another penalty on the Panthers. A false start. I mean, I don't even know how far back they can move that ball. Jonathan Besvernu, the man who commits the penalty at left guard.
I think I saw the ref get a calculator out.
Yeah.
He's trying to figure out how we cut 2 inches in half. Look at that ball.
It's as close to the goal line as you can possibly get. Grove just follows that left guard through, and he gets just enough. I mean, he gets pushed back, but the forward progress gives him enough. Now, I don't think, okay, so North Central gets a break there because they took enough time off the clock that they can just let the clock run out. Lawrence Central cannot stop it. So the Panthers get very fortunate to avoid a safety and a touchdown for the Bears. But Lawrence Central comes back. They've tied it a couple of times. Haven't led in the game yet, but they have made it quite a ball game. And what a first half it was for both of these rival schools. We'll be back with our halftime show and much more in a moment. You are watching high school football on the ISC Sports Network.
Gridiron Foundation is all about development. When they first start learning about football, all the way to high school, giving them opportunities with their hard work and the ecosystem we've built.
We take them out of their neighborhoods and put them in front of Division I coaches and give them a purpose and a chance to be successful after high school.
The type of growth that I've seen in our athletes and Gridiron Foundation has been more off the field than on the field. That was the original purpose, to make well-rounded young men in life and community.
What's in a name? What's in a name? Ed Martin Automotive Group, the only name you need to know.
Well, there's a look at the Panthers statue, which has been a big part of the festivities this evening. And senior night all around for the football players, the cheerleaders, and much more. We're tied all at 14 between Lawrence Central and North Central. And we are at our halftime show, and our game tonight brought to you in part by Lawrence Township Schools. You can discover Lawrence excellence at ltschools.org, Lawrence Township Schools. By LIUNA, the proud members of the Indiana Labor's District Council and affiliate local unions who build Indiana. We are LIUNA. Also by Raising Cane's. Game days are better with Cane's. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love. By Taylor's Pub and Grill. Come for the game, stay for the good times. And by Wabash College. Schedule your visit now at wabash.edu. Halftime show is brought to you by Taylor's Pub and Grill at Greenbrier and Nora, your neighborhood pub where the drinks are cold, the crowd's electric, and the welcome is always warm. We've been serving Indy's North Side for over 30 years. Come for the game, stay for the good times at both 86th and Ditch and 86th and Westfield, right next to North Central High School. So here's how the game came to be to this point. It was Lawrence Central winning the toss. They chose to defer to the second half, so they will get the ball to start the third quarter. North Central got the ball first. They would go on a three-play, 78-yard scoring drive. Chase Grove throws a 68-yard touchdown pass to Demetrius Averett. The extra point made it 7-0 North Central. Then Lawrence Central bounces back on their next drive. They got the ball at their own 21. They would march to the North Central 16, but then turn it over on downs. North Central would get it back on their own 16 with that turnover on downs. With 7:50 left in the first quarter, they would drive to the Lawrence Central 46 and have to punt. Then this is when Lawrence Central got on the board. A 10-play, 87-yard scoring drive, 4 minutes, 29 seconds off the clock. Al Gooden runs it in from 4 yards out. Extra point ties the game up at 7. Both teams would then exchange punts on their ensuing possessions. North Central gets the ball back on their own 40 with good field position. 5:34 to go in the second quarter. 5-play, 60-yard scoring drive, 2 minutes and 7 seconds. Chase Grove throws a 10-yard touchdown pass to Demetrius Averett, and the extra point made it 14-7. North Central at that point. Lawrence Central gets the ball with 3:19 to go in the second quarter, and they would get it from their own 10, 6 plays, 90 yards, and they would go and have it for 2 minutes and 28 seconds, and that drive was capped off by a Dalen Lewis 14-yard touchdown reception from Santana Allen. Extra point ties it up at 14. And then North Central, on a kickoff return that they didn't field very well, had to field it from their own 10. That's where they got tackled. Chase Grove fumbles the ball on the next play, losing 9 yards. They had to fight just to keep it out of the end zone from their own 1. They almost got tackled for a safety on 2 occasions, but they were able to get it out of the end zone and just barely stay alive and avoid giving up a safety or a touchdown, and we are tied at halftime at 14 all. Along with Joe Polizzi, I'm John Herrick. Joe, what did you make of that first half?
I just think that there was enough good football to really feel like these teams are progressing, but the mishaps and the penalties and the way they just continue to shoot themselves in the foot, both teams are doing this, just marred what I thought would be a very, very good football game. Hopefully they'll clear it up, clean it up, and just play the game here in the second half. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Are you a little surprised that, I mean, I know Lawrence Central is 3-3 and North Central's 2-4, but are you a little surprised by the fact that we have such a highly penalized game on both sides here in Week 7?
I really am. I thought that would be the opposite. I thought that both teams were making progress towards a good year, took their lumps by some very good teams, but overall pretty solid, and I think their progress that they would see is just playing good, clean, sound, fundamental football, but they're letting emotions and some lack of efforts and some of these penalties get in the way of some very, very good football. Hopefully that's being addressed right now, and we'll see a good second half.
And this was a team that in North Central that struggles sometimes in the first half of games. We saw that happen a couple of times, and we saw them really struggle on special teams against Warren Central, but they've cleaned that up a lot since then. However, tonight I think the issue, Joe, has been the issues on kick returns, because they're not getting up the field quickly enough to get good field position.
Exactly, yeah, they're finding themselves in the hole. They've only had I would like to see the time of possession. I don't think they've had the football very long. They have been effective. There's been some good yards, but more going backwards for both teams. And as I said before, I think both coaches will address that with the officials. And let's try to clean this up and play some good, hard MIC football.
Yep, that's definitely the case. It is a busy night in the MIC. You've got Ben Davis against Carmel. Lawrence Central, of course, against North Central here. Lawrence North against Warren Central. And then Pike is playing Guerin Catholic. Pike struggling on the year, and so is Ben Davis. Both of those teams are 1-5, but Lawrence North is 5-1, and so is Warren Central. They are playing each other. We'll get a look at those scores and much more when we come back. We'll also give you the Wabash College halftime trivia question. Those still to come on our halftime show on the ISC Sports Network.
When you're looking for a college, you should consider cost, financial aid, access to professors, internships, and outcomes. If you're goal-oriented and ready to take control of your future, you need to visit Wabash College. Wabash is nationally ranked in the most important areas: professors willing to help you achieve your goals, an unbeatable classroom experience, and happy, successful students. Schedule a campus visit today at wabash.edu.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America are building roads and bridges to get Hoosiers where they're going today, and a new energy infrastructure that will keep Indiana competitive tomorrow. LIUNA's over 12,000 statewide members also grow local economies, earning good union wages, shopping where they live and work, and paying taxes. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
The MSD of Lawrence Township embodies educational excellence, unlocking the full potential of every student we serve. Where innovation meets tradition, our students excel in welcoming, safe, state-of-the-art facilities. A traditional public school district, Lawrence Township boasts a 95% graduation rate. On the court and in the arts, our students excel. Join the Lawrence Township family, where learners thrive, surrounded by values that resonate with home. Lawrence Township, your destination for a brighter future.
We got a good one, 14-all between Lawrence Central and North Central on the ISC Sports Network. Local lives here, and we've got a lot of halftime entertainment that's about to be put on here at Panther Stadium for the North Central fans. And while that happens, let's give you the Wabash College halftime trivia question. This week, the Little Giants face new conference rival John Carroll for a key clash in NCAC play. The two schools have played just one time, with Wabash winning in 1961. And after DePaul, Joe, who is the school that Wabash has played the most in football, with these two schools having played 68 times? Is it A, Butler, B, Rose-Hulman, C, Franklin, or D, Wash U?
You want me to make that answer right now?
Go ahead.
I'm going to say C, Franklin.
Close. It's actually Butler, because the Little Giants last played Butler 2 seasons ago, which was their first meeting since 1976. And don't forget, you can schedule your campus visit now at wabash.edu. And for those who don't know, Joe, Wabash is a very beautiful campus.
Oh, it is. It is a gorgeous school, and I know so many of their graduates, and they're all successful, and they all seem like they were properly tutored and disciplined, and just got just the feel of that school. They produce a high quality student athlete.
And don't forget, we covered DePaul football home games here on the ISC Sports Network, and the Monon Bell game between Wabash and DePaul. That is coming up in November. Of course, the great Greg Rakestraw will have that one for you, with a wonderful broadcast team, not just up in the booth, but on the sidelines as well. Always a special day in November every fall. We'll give you some first half scores from around the state when we come back in a moment. You're watching high school football on the ISC Sports Network.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America builds and maintains roads, bridges, and other essential infrastructure that make us the crossroads of America. So thanks to LIUNA members' work, Hoosiers have a better quality of life, like access to utilities, easier routes to jobs, schools, or medical care. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
Your home uses water all day, every day. So when plumbing problems arise, you need them fixed fast and right. The LD Smith Plumbing Crew can handle anything, from outdoor plumbing repairs to everyday water problems. Plumbing may not be pretty, but we're pretty darn good at it, and we'll always give you a fair price.
That's our dirty, stinking honest LD Smith Plumbing promise.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
Call today and save up to $300 on a new water heater installed.
Don't forget, folks, tonight, this is just one of many games that we've got coming your way all across the ISC Sports Network. And yes, of course, 14-all is our score of this one. Warren Central leads Lawrence North at last count, 35-21. That game also on the ISC Sports Network. Also, Triton Central ahead of Indian Creek, 14-7 at the half of that one. And let's see what else we can find for you. I think, again, a lot of action in MIC play tonight. Carmel Greyhounds, one of them, again, the team that beat this North Central squad last week, 63-14. Let's see how Carmel is faring tonight. Beautiful night for football all across Indiana. At last count, it was Carmel all over Ben Davis, 26-0 late in the second quarter of that one. Joe, do you have any? You were looking at Center Grove and Cathedral earlier, correct?
Right now, the Irish are up just the start of the second half. Irish up 11-0 on Center Grove.
Wow.
Those are always great games. We also have 24-14. Westfield is ahead of Avon, which was I thought was going to be a very, very good football game. A lot of good things going on.
Yep, indeed. 14 all in this one. See what else we got on the ISC Sports Network. I know Clinton Central is playing at Carroll. And oh boy, poor Clinton Central. Carroll is taking it to them right now. They lead 42-0 as that game is getting close to the end of the first half. I think Lebanon and Danville, they were in a weather delay earlier, but now Lebanon is ahead at the half there, 21-14. Don't forget, our games are also not only on the ISC Sports Network app and iscsportsnetwork.com, we're also on YouTube and Twitch. And not just football, we've also got volleyball, we've got basketball starting up soon. It's really a special time. And what do you think, Joe, especially tonight with it being senior night for North Central? I got to think that with the game tied in that locker room right now, it's an especially emotional moment for those 19 seniors.
Absolutely, and I'm sure that's going to carry over. They're playing good football. There's nothing wrong with the way they're playing the game, other than the fact that the negative plays, the turnovers, not the turnovers, but the penalties have really cost them, and it just makes for a messy game. I'm sure they're trying to get that cleaned up. But yeah, this is a great opportunity to get a league win on their home field for a group of seniors that have not really had a great deal of those moments to brag about. But this is something that I think they really need to buckle down, and it is certainly within their grasp. They're playing good football, and they're able to match up very, very well. I'm actually surprised at how physical they have been playing on defense. Stopping that big tailback has been a chore, and Gooden's a heck of a back, and we know that. So it's a matter of just eliminating the negative plays and letting your good things shine out and play the game the way you need to. Fundamentally solid with good discipline.
Also, too, one of the things that Will Patterson, the head coach for Lawrence Central, told us this week was that defensively it comes down to their triple A's: alignment, assignment, attack on every snap. And he talked about the importance of being gap sound. I think for the most part, considering how much North Central has struggled this year, especially on defense, giving up 40 points a game. They had, of course, one game where they gave up 63. I know sometimes in these games it's not just defense that give up the scores. Sometimes they've had issues on special teams. But to allow a Lawrence Central team that's scoring 32 points a game to only have 14 at half, that's got to be a win for the Panther defense.
It really is, and they're doing a nice job, and I like their mix on their offensive calls and their defensive calls. They have hit the Lawrence Central Bears with some pressure at just the right times. A couple times that has forced the quarterback, the LC quarterback, to get outside and make some plays, because he is dangerous when he gets to improvise. But they have played very sound defense. In fact, they've been on that field probably a little bit too long, and hopefully they made some corrections here over the halftime, and they're ready to come out and play a good, clean half of senior football.
To your point, Lawrence Central on their first drive had the ball for nearly 3 minutes. On their second drive, they had it for 4.5 minutes. Third drive, they had it for about 3 minutes. And then on their last drive, they had it for 2.5 minutes. And they probably would have had it for longer, but the real reason they didn't is because North Central committed a couple of 15-yard penalties that allowed them to get down the field faster. And I know we've talked about it a lot in the first half, but I think whoever cleans up the penalties faster is the one that's going to come away victorious tonight.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They've both shown they're very talented, and they have enough explosiveness offensively and defensively to put together successful winning football. Now it's just a matter of limiting those plays that are the negative plays that are taken away, robbing them from a good performance.
We'll take a look at some of the first half highlights when we come back, and then start second half action here from Panther Stadium. You are watching high school football on the ISC Sports Network.
The MSD of Lawrence Township embodies educational excellence, unlocking the full potential of every student we serve. Where innovation meets tradition, our students excel in welcoming safe, state-of-the-art facilities. A traditional public school district, Lawrence Township boasts a 95% graduation rate. On the court and in the arts, our students excel. Join the Lawrence Township family, where learners thrive, surrounded by values that resonate with home. Lawrence Township, your destination for a brighter future.
What's in a name? What's in a name? Ed Martin Automotive Group, the only name you need to know.
Well, it is senior night. Both teams are coming back out onto the field, getting ready for the second half and warming up. Let's take a look at some of those first half highlights. And, of course, probably the most explosive highlight we saw, Joe, was right off the bat, this strike that Chase Grove threw to Demetrius Averett.
Got behind everybody, a busted coverage, perfect strike on the board.
Al Gooden, of course, over 100 yards rushing in that first half. He got 40 of them right there. The Lawrence Central defense has had some trouble, and so has their offensive line at times, protecting their quarterback, Santana Allen. And one of the things that's made North Central tough to deal with, all the different guys that can run the football in the backfield, but Santana Allen has shown that he can certainly run it at QB for LC. This is Al Gooden's touchdown run that helped tie the game up at 7 early. And LC started to get their passing game going, but my goodness, just so many penalties in that first half. It was hard to keep track of all of them. And then Allen was sacked 3 times in that first half. That North Central front certainly had a lot to do with that. And then you look at Zion Murphy. He's battled some injuries at times this year, but man, has he fought through it, and he is playing well tonight. And then there's Demetrius Averett on the second touchdown strike to put them back in front. But, of course, Lawrence Central didn't stay quiet for long. They found a way to get back in this one and tie it up. This was the touchdown from Dalen Lewis that was able to do just that. So a masterful highlight package there put together by Vince Morellis and our crew in the truck. And what an entertaining first half it was, Joe, minus the penalties.
No kidding. Yeah, we're just erasing those penalties because we know they're fixing that over halftime. But there was some very good football, some good hard offensive runs, some good job by both quarterbacks in executing the passing game. We're seeing speed on both sides, and you got to be impressed with the running of tailback, Lawrence Central's tailback, Al Gooden. He's just been a pleasure to watch.
And definitely as good as advertised. Everybody was wondering about him coming in. All these D1 schools looking at him in the MAC especially. He is not an easy guy to stop. Our second half, by the way, brought to you in part by the Ed Martin Automotive Group. Ed Martin, the only name you need to know. Also brought to you in part by the Fountain Room, voted one of America's 50 most beautiful restaurants. Gridiron Foundation, growth, development, purpose. Find out more at gridiron.org. By the IndyCard Exchange, see if you can make money off of your collection. Find out how at IndyCardExchange.com. And by LD Smith Plumbing, the big dogs of plumbing and drains. Stay tuned in the fourth quarter. We will name our big dog of the game. I'm reading in this bulletin, Joe, some of the responses here from some of the North Central Panthers seniors about some of their favorite restaurants and songs. Let's see, Zion Murphy's favorite restaurant, McDonald's. Garland Davenport's favorite restaurant, Chick-fil-A. Solid choices. Antonio Woodson's favorite restaurant, Texas Roadhouse.
Okay.
Can't ever go wrong with the rolls at Texas Roadhouse.
Have it straight. You got to have a big steak.
Jaden Wakefield, his favorite restaurant, Olive Garden. Again, salad, breadsticks, pasta. Who doesn't love that at Olive Garden?
Exactly.
Schneider Pierre, Dave's Hot Chicken is his favorite restaurant. I tried to go there one time on Mass Ave about a month ago. The line to get in was incredible. Yeah, but you know, if you like hot chicken like I do, Dave's Hot Chicken is a place you will definitely enjoy.
All right, I'm writing that down.
Just get plenty of water, and your tongue will thank you later. All right, Caleb Foles putting the ball on the tee at the 40-yard line. We've had different guys returning it for Lawrence Central. They've had Dalen Lewis back there. That's the guy they want to get the ball on kickoffs and punts. He's kind of in the middle of the field near the 10. And here's the kickoff from Foles. It's high end over end, and it is fielded this time by Errol Kearns. And Kearns, and a flag comes down. I mean, right away, as Kearns cuts back and reverses field, this might be coming back, though, as he is wrestled down at the 42-yard line. The tackle made on that play by Jeremiah Gillespie. So right off the bat on the opening kickoff, a lot to sort through.
And a very impressive run that was. I mean, he ran through a couple tackles that had him square on. That's a pretty impressive junior, 187 pounds, and he ran like he was 25 pounds heavier than that. Though he started off with a penalty, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And that is the 22nd combined penalty of the night. So block in the back. Question is, where did it happen? They say the foul happened at the 31, so backs him up to the 21. So LC has started from their own 10, from their own 13, from their own 21, and from their own 18. So they've never really had great starting field position. But let's see how they do here as Santana Allen gives to Gooden. And Gooden barrels his way forward for a nice gain on first down. Tossed down by Jacob Hudson, second and short.
You know, that's good offense right there. Just coming off the ball was blocked, straight on blocking, base blocking across the front. Just let him bring the load through there. He's got a good body lean. He kind of reminds me of an old school big back. You don't see much of those anymore, but he's been very impressive, jumping off sides.
Yep, it was a gain of 6 on first down, and they just got another first down. This one by way of penalty for an offside call against North Central. That pushes it to the 32-yard line. So Jeremiah Gillespie coming off the field, not happy with himself there. Understandably so. So new set of downs for LC. Gooden gets the carry. Gooden cutting back and brought down by Colton Abatar Connor, who's now approaching 70 tackles on the year. That's a 6-yard gain, second down.
Nice cut on the zone play. It was blocked pretty well up front, but he had a seam on the backside, made that nice quick cut and took it straight up the corridor.
Gooden
again
flying up the middle, ran into his own lineman, stays on his feet. Abatar Connor brings him down again and helped out there as well by a few other guys, one of which is Jaden Wakefield. It's been Abatar Connor and Jaden Wakefield, the top 2 tacklers for this Panther defense all season.
And I think we are seeing what Coach Patterson was talking about at halftime. We're just going to come off and run the football on these guys and see if they can stack it in there with us.
Second first down on this drive. The carry again for Gooden. Well, you can see exactly why Gooden is the workhorse.
Yeah, they are. He has taken some hits and also dishing them out. These teams are really getting after it up front. This is going to be a great film for them to coach off of and just how they played the game fundamentally.
We got a look like a North Central Panther down, and that is a big one because that's Wakefield. And like I mentioned earlier, Wakefield has been a big part of the North Central defense. He's got now 48 tackles on the season. Averages 7 tackles a game. And then on the other side, he has 3 pass deflections. So he is a huge factor in the run game and, of course, in the passing game as well. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Shear Brothers Realty. The Shear Brothers team at United Real Estate is the only sales team that offers a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Call now for details, 317 255-7285. That's the Shear Brothers team at United Real Estate. So we'll see how long they have to go without Wakefield.
He has been impressive all year long, and I like the way he's an every down player. He'll come up and support the run and play the pass very well. Just a good, solid high school football player.
That was a gain of 6 on first down before that, so 2nd and 4. 5th play of the drive coming up here for the Bear offense. And bouncing off the tackle this time is the backup running back, Jamari Simmons. So Simmons looked like he was going to get hit for a loss and somehow got a yard out of that, and it's 3rd down.
Brought the house. I think that's their answer, and that should be their answer. You can't just play straight defense against that very physical offensive line with a very physical tailback. So you bring a little twist and a little pressure from the linebackers and get some penetration. You got yourself a 3rd down.
3rd and about 3 from the Panther 49. Going back to Gooden. Gooden running to the other side. 1st down. Looked like he was going to get hit before, but able to fight free for the first, and it was Jamison Hiddle who finally chased him down.
Well, that's a gamble you take when you bring somebody like that usually leaves a gap open. Instead of scraping linebacker to the football, he's trying to penetrate and make a big play. Had it in his grasp, but that's much too physical a back to arm tackle.
Avier Walker's now shaken up for North Central. And he's an important part of what they do defensively. Again, with it being warmer than usual in October, you wonder about cramps. Walker's got a couple of pass deflections on the year, none of those tonight, but he also plays the run game real well. He averages about 6 tackles a game. He's got 4 of those tonight. I mean, and he's one of those guys that works so well, Joe, with Wakefield and Avatar Connor and Anton Ennis, guys like that. Good to see him
absolutely
get up and run back to the sideline. His head coach, Colin Kofer, out there to greet him, too. A lot of time still left in the game. We've got lots of, had several injuries, stoppages of play, penalties. 1st and 10 for LC from the North Central 41-yard line. Now, both teams don't have great kicking games. They have decent kicking games, but not great, which is why they want to try to punch it in and not have to count on field goals. And there is the carry for Gooden again. And Gooden it's bouncing guys off of him. And finally, Jacob Hudson's able to bring him down, but what do we have again? It's a gain of 9. Somebody lost their helmet.
Yeah, that's definitely the adjustment they made at halftime. We're going to come off the football. We've got a tackle that's being recruited or signed by the Big Ten and a back that's just as good.
Gooden with a huge run. Gooden to the outside, and Hiddle finally got him before he spun forward for a touchdown. They spot him at the 11. That is a 21-yard gain.
Get some movement at the line of scrimmage. Just enough punch off that football to let him get a lean. He's got a good body lean and just makes it very, very difficult for that second level to tackle him.
The chains were barely set before Gooden got the ball, runs it to the outside. And what are we calling? They're saying that he did not quite get in. They spot him out at the 1. It's 1st down and goal from the 1. That is the 5th first down on this drive alone for the Bears, as they're on the doorstep of scoring. And for this one, you talked about time of possession, Joe. They've had the ball for nearly 4 minutes. And right before the snap can get made, a penalty. They did this last time. They did this earlier in the first half. They got to the 1 and then had a false start, but this time they get a break because that's against North Central. So it's half the distance to the goal. Now the ball's inside the 1.
We're good at this, the half the distance thing, aren't we?
Right. And the ball has spent a lot of time near the shadow of that goal line. Gooden the carry. Gooden walks in untouched. Touchdown, Lawrence Central from a yard away. Al Gooden, his second touchdown run of the night, a run of 4 yards before, this one from 1 yard out.
Well, they found a mismatch on the left side of their offensive line, and that drive was almost exclusively just power football right off the left tackle. Coming off the ball, give Gooden just a little bit of room, and he's going to get those shoulders down and make a splash.
Sophomore kicker Cooper Jordan awaiting for the extra point. Santana Allen is the holder, the kick on its way, and he just got it inside the left upright. Lawrence Central, for the first time tonight, they have the lead, and North Central gets the ball when we return on the ISC Sports Network. What a job on the opening drive of the second half for the Lawrence Central Bears. 79 yards in 10 plays, 3 minutes and 43 seconds off the clock. Al Gooden with his second rushing touchdown of the evening, and that puts Lawrence Central up 21-14. So now for the Bears, Al Gooden has 5 rushing touchdowns on the season to go along with 3 receiving. Pretty good.
He's very impressive. He's very impressive, and you give him just a crease, and he is so powerful. He hits that with that patented body lean of his, and he's tough for the defensive backs to corral.
Looks like Aiden Price is now kicking off. So it was Cooper Jordan to start the game. Now they're going with Aiden Price, a different sophomore kicker. Amos is back deep. The ball kicked towards Amos, and Amos bobbles it and fields it at the 6. Amos. And able to get to the 25-yard line for a return of 19 yards, flag down. There was, again, pushing and shoving. And that one is going against North Central, so they will have even worse starting field position. Well, you mentioned kicking game and special teams, Joe. It's not really been the kicking game that's been the issue. It's been returning and penalties on returns for both teams.
Exactly. I'm wondering if we've seen a kick play without a penalty tonight. They've been very rare.
That foul occurred at the 21, so it's 10 yards from the spot of it. So North Central starts from their own 11 with 8:01 left in the third quarter. This is their first possession offensively of the second half after Lawrence Central took off a bit of time on their opening drive. And they go with Murphy. Zion Murphy trying to barrel his way forward. And he gets tackled for a minimal gain. And Antonio Ford makes his 5th tackle of the night. He's been everywhere.
Well, this part of the field, you definitely want to be more conservative, but you do have to throw the football down here. You saw all those safeties. Everybody was within 7 yards of that line of scrimmage. It's very, very difficult to get that running game going unless you mix in a couple deep balls to keep those secondary guys honest.
I think some other guys are going to have to get involved besides Demetrius Averett, who has gotten the 2 touchdowns. Murphy gets the carry, not much there. Murphy to the 15, gain of 2 again, 3rd down and 6. 2 guys there to trip his legs out from underneath him, Jackson Owens and Antonio Ford.
They're coming into their own. I'm talking about Lawrence Central here. I would say the first half, both teams looked comparable physically, but the way the second half has started, the dominating nature of a more powerful Lawrence Central team is kind of taking control.
Jackson Owens was a guy that Coach Will Patterson told us this week was a key disruptor up front. 3rd and long. Grove has time. Now he doesn't. He was flushed out, throws it incomplete. And that's exactly what you didn't want to have happen if you're North Central, backed up deep in your own territory, going 3 and out. And now it's 4th and about 6. So
Yeah, especially after a very grueling, what was it, 7 play?
10 plays.
10 plays. 10-play drive, then you sit for 3 and make a couple adjustments, and now you're right back out there. Penalty put them in the hole and probably limited what they could do offensively. Certainly limited what they could do offensively.
2 guys back to receive for LC as Foles drives that right leg into it. And that was very close to touching a Lawrence Central player as it rolls out of bounds. As Jordan Jones was chasing it, but it went out of play at the 40. It's actually a pretty good punt there. 45 yards on that, no return.
Much needed, got a beautiful roll. It was liners, scare ya. It was a line drive, but it was an end-over-end line drive that hit and rolled and actually gave him a little breathing room here.
Well,
but still good field position.
Very important drive coming up here for both of these teams. The same Taylor's Bar and Table you've known and loved for 30 years is still that same Taylor's that you've known, but now it's time for the whole family to get the experience. Serving Noblesville, Fishers, Ingalls, Pendleton, and Fishers. It is your spot for great meals, friendly faces, and a place everyone can enjoy together. Taylor's Bar and Table. 1st and 10, movement up front. I don't know if Santana Allen just has a magic cadence about himself. That's about the 5th time that's happened.
You know, that is completely lack of concentration.
Really?
Yes. Defensively, you don't care what they say or what they yell or his cadence or anything. You're watching that football. Ball moves, you go. And I know they worked on it endlessly in practice, but
13 penalties on North Central. Carry up the middle. This is Simmons who got the carry. He didn't get much, but again, he didn't need to get a ton. It's on 1st and 5. He gets it to 2nd and short. Give him the 47, so it's 2nd and 3 after that 2-yard pickup. Boy, does North Central's defense really could use a 3 and out. This is Gooden breaking loose, and he was very close to scoring. They're saying, did he stay up? Gooden's saying he stood up, and he runs in. Flag comes down at the end of the play. Now, there's all kinds of questions as to whether or not he went down or did he go out of bounds. We know there's a flag at the end. A lot to sort out here for the officials, but one thing we know, Al Gooden is a man. He has been running it hard all night.
That run right there may have moved him from the MAC to the Big Ten. That was a beautiful run. He kept his balance. He hit that line of scrimmage, splashed it, and then really they had some speedy kids with angles on him and had a rough time catching.
Okay, he was not down there. Great camera work by our crew to get that. He was not down. He bounced up. He was still on his feet. Now the question is, did he step out somewhere? And then what's the penalty about?
I'm thinking that penalty was well after the touchdown.
Unless they're, see if they even call it a touchdown, though. There we go. So now you have your answer. Touchdown LC, and then unsportsmanlike conduct on LC. So after all that, so that is a 53-yard touchdown run for Al Golden.
Yeah, a backbreaker, actually.
Santana Allen with the extra point. Hold and the kick from Cooper Jordan, and Jordan drills it. Good hold down by Allen. And now it's a 2-score lead for the Bears. We're back in a moment on the ISC Sports Network.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America builds and maintains roads, bridges, and other essential infrastructure that make us the crossroads of America. So thanks to LIUNA members' work, Hoosiers have a better quality of life, like access to utilities, easier routes to jobs, schools, or medical care. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
Don't forget, the Indy Card Exchange will make you a competitive offer on vintage and modern sports cards and Pokemon cards as well. And the IndyCard Exchange now offers in-person grading services at their 96th Street location just west of I-69. Plus, you can sign your kids up for the free IndyCard Exchange Kids Club if they are 13 or younger. Find out more when you log on to IndyCardExchange.com. Along with Joe Polizzi, I'm John Herrick. Thank you for being with us on this Friday night from Indianapolis at Panther Stadium. North Central may seem hard for you to believe this, but they were up 14-7. So it has been 21 unanswered points now by the Lawrence Central Bears. Big reason why, Al Gooden. 3 rushing touchdowns, and then, of course, Dalen Lewis catching a 14-yard touchdown pass from Santana Allen. Really the only blemish for Lawrence Central was the turnover on downs in the first quarter, and both teams have been penalized a lot. Let's not sugarcoat it. We've had a lot of penalties tonight, but LC has fought back over that very well. Aiden Price now doing the kickoff duties. Kicks that one away. Short field inside the 30. And that is Amos. Amos with a nice shifty move. Amos all the way out across midfield. So right when North Central needed a spark, any kind of spark, it wasn't Jalen Amos. It was actually Princeton Jean.
But that is so important what you're saying. They have been nothing but flat since the start of the second half after a representative good first half, but they definitely needed a spark. They needed some momentum. This team has enough speed and quickness and explosiveness to gather momentum, and hopefully that's what we're going to see right here.
Okay, well, I shouldn't have second-guessed myself. It was Jalen Amos. It's been a long day. 5:37 to go.
Hey, they're ways away from us now.
Third quarter, still about midway point of it. NC needs something big here. And it's Tuajon Averett making the catch. And Tuajon Averett gets tripped up out of bounds on the near sideline by Elijah Woodfork. And if Woodfork doesn't make that tackle, Tuajon might still be running.
And that's one thing to say about having speed on your side. You're never really out of the game. You're just one play away from a spark that creates momentum.
That was a 17-yard pickup, and in the blink of an eye, North Central is at the LC 31-yard line. Tuajon Averett in the game still. So is Demetrius, and Tuajon gets the carry, and Tuajon was heading towards that end zone, and Lawrence Skelton makes a big play to tackle him around the shoelaces.
Shoestring got him. Other than that, he was going to put a move on the safety and hand it to the referee.
Just got a hold of that right foot enough by Skelton. Second down and about 6 after that 4-yard carry.
Stay on the attack. Keep it coming. Dazzle him with your speed.
If you're North Central, you're just thinking stop, score, stop, score. There's Tuajon in motion. Tuajon makes the catch again. He's got blocking in front of him. And Tuajon spun down at about the 24-yard line. Skelton there again on the tackle and helped out as well by DJ Summers.
Nice job of spreading them out, getting them working sideline to sideline. Pretty good job of maintaining blocks on the perimeter. And you got yourself a very important 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, that was about a gain of 4. Jeremiah Gillespie coming over to the sideline. Javon Brooks is wide to the right. He only has 1 catch tonight. He came into this game as the leading receiver for the Panthers. And the snap goes behind Grove. He has to fall back on it at the 41-yard line. You heard the collective loss, the collective sigh of disbelief by the North Central crowd, and Grove can't believe it. Loss of 17.
Yep, everybody saw that, and it was, everybody felt it too. Very, very important.
It's also fourth down
here.
too. Remember, that was on 3rd down and about 3, so now it's 4th down and roughly 19, so that is just so tough. And Quentin Gross, the center, who's had a pretty good season, a pretty good night for the most part. I don't know what happened there between him and Gross, so his teammates trying to cheer him up there. Caleb Foles has to get off a good punt, trying to pin the Bears deep, but room to run. And coming back is Errol Kearns. Kearns certainly has speed. Kearns to the outside, cutting back in. Errol Kearns is still going. Errol Kearns has a convoy. Errol Kearns finally brought down at the 17-yard line. What a return by Errol.
Electric job on the return. Very clean. Some good blocks out there. This is like probably the first kick play. We haven't seen a flag, but good execution with that play. And just swipe the momentum right from the Panthers.
66-yard return for Errol Kearns. And now Lawrence Central is in a position to go up 3 scores at this point.
What looked to be a promising drive was halted. Big play in the kick game, and you're in some deep trouble.
3:03 to go, third quarter.
Face mask.
Yep. I think you're going to be right about that, Joe. Hiddle was over there to greet him. And getting the handoff that time was Santana Ector. He's considered a wide receiver on offense. He plays a little bit of free safety on defense. And if that is correct, I think that play is going to continue to be a good one. And tack on the penalty yardage will be half the distance to the goal. How many times have we said that tonight? How many times do you think those
I don't think
officials
I've ever
have
said
that?
it more than we have. Santana Ector is a dangerous young man.
Yes, he is.
He was flying, and that was the only thing you could grab was the face mask.
And now they spot it at the 4 after all that.
Well, you got a 200-pound back. Yeah.
Oh, the falling back act is something else. That's, by my count, and it's very unofficial, that is 15 penalties on North Central tonight.
That's inexcusable.
Half the distance to the goal.
You're just giving them yards, and you're just costing yourself momentum.
First and goal from the 2. Then we have another flag. Now this might be going the other way. Yep, that's against the Bears coming up. Illegal procedure against them. Santana Allen, I think, feels bad because I think maybe his cadence threw off his own team. Santana Allen has been terrific. 19 touchdowns on the season to just 1 interception. Al Gooden, of course, has been the big story offensively with the 3 rushing touchdowns tonight, but Allen has been masterful at how he's run the offense. Carry again. This time it's Simmons, trying to get Simmons to pay dirt, but Simmons able to fight his way to about the, I think that looks like they're giving him the 2. So that's a 5-yard gain on that run. So second and goal at the 2 for Lawrence Central as we come up on the end of the third quarter. Keeping Simmons in the game. Simmons does have 1 rushing touchdown this year. Throw, end zone. Almost a leaping grab made. Coverage was good, though. As he was trying to find Cameron Vaughn, who this coaching staff really likes. Cameron, just a sophomore. Well defended there by Avier Walker. Third down and goal.
I guess they feel like they've got 2 more shots to hammer their big guy up in there, and that's why they threw. But they sure have played with poise the second half.
This time it's Simmons. Simmons was hit in the backfield, and down he goes. What a job there. The 2 guys that got penetration initially for North Central, Miguel Downey and Jaden Wakefield. Good to see Wakefield back out there. And it's 4th and goal. They say he gained nothing on that last play. And now you've got Gooden back in the game. The give to Gooden. Penetration there. Gooden doesn't care, and he scores. Al Gooden, 4 rushing touchdowns on the evening. Simply
he sure
terrific.
has been impressive. There was no denying him on that play. He got a head of steam and took about 6 of the Panthers with him into the end zone. I think they're poised. Their decision to play physical football in the second half has been the difference in the game.
Cooper Jordan on for the point after attempt. He's made all of his extra points this season. The snap was high. Allen gets it down. The kick is good, but we need to keep it here because we need to see what the flag's about. Somebody went soaring into the air. 28 unanswered points now for Lawrence Central.
They have taken charge, and it's just been a situation where they have been out-physicaled. They have out-physicaled the Panthers, and the Panthers have hurt themselves with some lack of poise. Things to work on.
Penalty will get assessed on the kickoff, 15-yarder. That is a 3-play, 17-yard scoring drive, and that took, let's see here, a minute 56 off the clock. So one drive for Lawrence Central lasted 3:43, another lasted a minute 56. And they've had the ball a lot this quarter. Don't forget the 12,000 Hoosier men and women with Laborers District Council and affiliated local unions that build in Indiana. We are LIUNA.
Very, very interesting football game. It was a dead-on, great matchup in the first half.
Right.
Marred by penalties and negative plays. Second half, Coach Patterson just decided we're going to buckle it up and get after them, and have blocked very efficiently, ran the ball hard, mixed in just enough of the passing game, and just counted on the Panthers wilting a bit.
Same 2 guys back there as before. Jalen Amos and Jared Harrison, and because of that 15-yard personal foul penalty, North Central is going to be backed up here, and Lawrence Central will get to kick off from the North Central 45 instead of their own 40. Optimal opportunity for Aiden Price. As we come up in the end of the third quarter, Price gets his right leg into it. It's high, it's end over end, no chance at a return this time. Ironically enough, that's actually probably good for North Central because they're going to get the ball their own 20 as opposed to inside their 20, which has happened quite a bit in this game.
It's been the story of their game.
Neither team has really had great starting field position. The one saving thing for North Central for this game has been that they hadn't really given up the big play. In the first half, that kept them in the game. It was a big reason why the game was tied. That has totally changed here in the third quarter. You had the 66-yard punt return by Errol Kearns. You had the 53-yard touchdown run by Al Golden. The long drive where they gave up some chunk plays on the opening drive of the third quarter. And then they also had the botched snap where they lost 17 yards. That was a big play for all the wrong reasons.
That was a huge play in this game. They were on the march to answer.
Yep. Grove rolls, has no choice but to run, and gets out of bounds before he can get hit. He's not quite at the sticks for the first down, but it does set up a second and short situation. When you think about it, in that situation, it was 28-14, and you're about to possibly, you score on that drive, you get it to within 1 score. You don't get it, you have the botched snap, then you have to punt it away. They score on the ensuing drive. Instead of getting it to within a 1-score game again, now you're down 21.
And you saw the momentum that they had during that drive.
And Grove incomplete, looking downfield. Man, he was trying to get it to was Antonio Woodson. And I think, now I know that wasn't the desired result they wanted there, Joe, but somebody other than the Averett boys, you got a feeling for North Central, are going to need to make a play.
Exactly.
I mean, it's going to need to be probably Woodson. It'll need to be Brooks. Maybe you get the tight end involved somehow. throw it to the running backs. But you have a feeling that if North Central is going to make a rally here, it's going to have to come with their passing game, and they'll have to diversify their portfolio.
I say you are exactly right.
I don't know why I said diversify portfolio. Maybe I've been watching too much of the stock market lately.
Well, hey, that was appropriate. Appropriate.
North Central didn't like what they saw there and had trouble lining up, so they called timeout. So this is their first timeout of the second half. And while we have the moment, we'll see what we can find out from the other ISC Sports Network games that are going on across our fantastic network, that is, where local lives here. Looks like Danville just tied it up at 28 against Lebanon. Let's see what else we got here. Carroll. Yeah, Carroll is up big on Clinton Central 48-0. And so, yeah, while we have a moment, we'll keep that Danville-Lebanon game up for you in the bottom of your screen. Looks like North Central is ready. Yeah, they're out of their timeout. They broke their huddle before LC did. So Zion Murphy in the game next to Grove. Demetrius Averett out there. Javen Brooks as well. Grove takes the snap. Pressure coming. Throws. Catch made. Looks like it is enough for a first down. Sliding catch made. Demetrius Averett. That might be how North Central's going to have to live the rest of this game to keep the chains moving.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Just, understand you're not going to get 30 or 21 points here on one drive. Just march it. Continue to work on the fundamentals and take what the defense gives you. And they're giving you some things.
Have to run at least one more play before the quarter ends. And Grove is in big trouble. Grove gets out of it initially, and down he goes. What a pursuit there by Jaden Dorsey. The junior defensive back was not fooled by Chase Grove, and he put him on the ground.
Chased him down and viciously put him on the ground. Yeah, this team got triggered over halftime.
They did.
Something triggered the guys from the east side.
Will Patterson certainly got to his team, and they have answered the bell. They lead 35-14, and we'll start the fourth quarter when we return on the ISC Sports Network.
What's in a name? What's in a name? Ed Martin Automotive Group, the only name you need to know.
All right, about to start the fourth quarter in this one. A total role reversal here in the fourth quarter, in the second half, I mean. It was a 14-all tie at halftime, but Lawrence Central just seized control in that third quarter. They go on a 79-yard, 10-play drive to open up the quarter. Al Gooden scores on a 1-yard touchdown run. North Central goes on a 3-and-out. Then Golden gets a 53-yard touchdown run. So now it's 28-14 in the blink of an eye. Errol Kearns gets a 66-yard punt return after North Central bobbles a snap. They have to punt on fourth down. Kearns returns at 66 yards. That sets up a 3-play, 17-yard drive. And Al Gooden scores from 2 yards out. So Al Gooden with 4 touchdown runs tonight for LC. Grove on second and down and long. Chase Grove flushed. He fires, and it's incomplete, but a flag down in the secondary. So this might be going against the Bears. As my colleague,
say it was interference.
Might be. As my colleague and friend Don Fisher would say, we shall see what we shall see.
Okay.
And that is against Lawrence Central. So right when the Panthers needed a break, they get one there.
On top of it all, now they're having some real protection issues up front. Chase has been on the run for this whole half, and that's no way to get back in the game.
So, but the good news is it's not quite a first down, but it is 2nd and 4. Grove, handoff Murphy, and it looked like he was going somewhere, but then he gets tripped up, and that's thanks to the great effort of Jackson Owens, the junior defensive lineman who got his hands on the legs of Murphy.
Still time to make this a football game. But you're right, it's going to have to be first down at a time.
He was also helped out by Lawrence Skelton. Skelton lines up. He plays running back sometimes offensively, but he has also played incredibly well on the defensive side of the ball. Big third down that North Central needs, and they almost had it. Murphy had it. He was about ready to turn it upfield, but he hadn't looked it into his hands yet, so it's 4th down. I would think with it being 4th and about 2 and down 21 points, you'd stay on the field and go for this, but we'll see what they decide to do.
Yeah, that was a nice call, and he hit it just in the right spot. Took his eyes off a little soon. A little bit indicative of how this whole second half has gone for the Panthers, unfortunately.
Well, this is a lot like the Hamilton Southeastern game they played earlier this year. Big 4th and 2. They got to have it to keep the drive alive. Grove rolls and fires and batted away. What a defensive play by Errol Kearns. So Errol Kearns has the punt return on special teams earlier in this half. This time he bats that one away, and North Central gives it away on downs.
That's a good-looking junior. He's going to be on recruiting lists if he isn't already.
Yeah, Errol Kearns has got a D1 offer from Miami of Ohio. He's also got one from Toledo there, so.
Unfortunate how this second half has gone. Looked very, very promising.
Right.
Like it was going to be a battle to the end. But I think the poise of LC has kind of won out. Plus, they're physical. They're physical.
The battle in the trenches was pretty close in the first half. It was even. We were tied at 14 at half, and just a totally different game here in the second half. Allen stepping up. He fires. He looks towards the end zone. Might have a man. Reaching out. Almost made a great catch. Almost had Cameron Vaughn. Jared Harrison was covering. If Vaughn would have made that, that would have been something else.
I thought he did. But it was right there. But I'm going to tell you that this quarterback has gotten better and better and better. He's really grown on me. That was a beautiful throw.
And Cam Vaughn was, when we talked to head coach Will Patterson this week, he said, watch out for him. He has D1 ability. And they go back to Rector. Santana Ector. Ector pushed out of bounds inside the 10 by Hiddle. And I think for the moment it'd be about a 31-yard gain, but it's a flag down. So we might be seeing this one come back. A lot of pushing and shoving. You know, if the lead official didn't get his arm workout done in the gym this week, he's certainly getting it tonight.
He got it tonight. Not to mention the guy walking it off. Because he's got his steps in.
Oh, yeah, yep.
Unfortunate.
His Apple Watch is probably telling him, good job, sir.
Ooh. Caught us sleeping on that defensive play.
So after all that, it just goes back to the 38, 2nd down and 9. Rector again in motion, handoff Simmons. Simmons is wrestled down at the 33. That gains 6. and makes it 3rd down and about 3. Jacob Hudson there to provide the tackle there, but the bigger thing for LC is the clock is moving. They can use some clock here before they snap the football. As you can see on the play clock, still plenty of time. Allen throws it over the head of his intended target, Lewis, and that's dangerous.
It is.
Because that is in the area where it could be a lateral. You throw that not forward enough, but he threw it just forward enough for it to be an incomplete pass.
I wonder what happened at that. That was uncharacteristic for him to miss. He's been nothing but accurate all night. Probably grip issue or something like that, but they're faced with a 4th down, and why not?
Well, he's averaged 4 touchdowns a game, on the year, close to it, as Santana Allen, but he's had Al Gooden do all the damage tonight. Rector in motion again, and they throw it to Rector. Incomplete. So
that's a flag.
Flag down, though. Yeah. If it's against North Central, then that's an automatic 1st down and a chain mover. So we'll see what they decide to call.
Certainly DPI.
Is that what you saw?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You are correct. Colton Abitar Connor, was putting pressure on, and then in the secondary, you had Jacob Hudson just make contact a little too early. And I think that's what his teammate Avier Walker was telling him, like, you had the right idea, but you just made a little bit of contact. So after that penalty, 15-yarder to the 18. So now they're in the red zone. Hector came in motion again. Allen just takes off and runs, and Allen does the smart thing and gets out of bounds before he can get hit. They put him out at the 7, so that's a gain of 11 yards, and now it's 1st and goal from the 7.
Put that ball away. Other than that, that's a nice play, Mr. Allen. 6'1", 160 senior, wants to play in college. He'll get an opportunity.
He will. There's no question he will. It almost seems like sometimes when he's out there, it's not like he's even running. It's almost like he's gliding with ease.
He is. I bet he's going to be a late bloomer.
Tackle made by Colton Oblitar Connor there on Jamari Simmons. So Simmons would love to get his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season. He only had 4 carries all season coming into this game, and he has 5 carries tonight. So that's certainly building running back depth for them. 2nd and goal. Simmons again trying to turn the corner. He is down at about the 1 or just inside there with a flag down. Barry Green there on the stop. But bring it back. Holding penalty on the Bears. Well, one thing that is advantageous for Lawrence Central, you're going to be home for the next 2 games. You face a struggling Ben Davis team next week that's young, and then you have Carmel on the regular season finale. As for North Central, you play Pike and Ben Davis the last 2 games, 2 teams that have struggled, and you play them on the road. So North Central's got a chance to still win 4 games this year. Lawrence Central would love to win more than 4 because they went 4-6 a year ago. Allen has time. He could have thrown it out in the flat. Now he has a man in the end zone for a moment, but it's batted away. Jaden Wakefield with a nice knockdown. How many times have we seen Wakefield do that this year?
Yeah, Wakefield's a good football player, and that was a bad decision by a QB that has been playing pretty flawless tonight. To air that one up into the Lions' den was a bad move, and I'm sure he'll get coached hard on that. And you mentioned the Panthers with an opportunity to get on a nice streak to finish off this year. Hopefully they can bounce back.
Dump off to Simmons. Simmons breaking loose. Simmons is in for the touchdown from 14 yards away. Jamari Simmons catches and scores. That is his first catch of the season and his first touchdown receiving of the year.
Yeah, he's going to get a penalty for that little spike. But he sure did hit that corner with enthusiasm.
So there you go. Play stands. And Santana Allen with that touchdown pass now has 20 TDs on the year, 2 in this game. And they're going to let the backup kicker now do the extra point duties.
You got to love a number 66 kicker, though.
Aiden Price, you don't see that a whole lot. Snap good, hold good. The kick by Price. He got it. It's now 35 unanswered points for Lawrence Central. North Central ball when we come back on the ISC Sports Network. Don't forget tonight's game brought to you in part by LIUNA, the 12,000 Hoosier men and women with Laborers District Council and affiliated local unions that build in Indiana. We are LIUNA. Yes, that score is indeed correct, and it's probably got you a little flabbergasted because this was a game that was tied at 14 at half. It was 14-7 North Central in the second quarter before Dalen Lewis caught a 14-yard touchdown pass from Santana Allen to tie the game up at 14 after the extra point. And everything has just gone so terribly wrong for the Panthers in the second half. They've had good moments here and there, but like you said earlier, Joe, whatever Will Patterson, Lawrence Central's head coach, said to them at halftime, it has clearly paid dividends.
Yeah, I think it was recognizing that North Central was having a poise issue. They were having a poise issue, and could they reverse this negative momentum? And so they just decided to be physical and pound them, and that was successful. Now that's going to be Coach Kofer and his staff's challenge is to get these guys back on earth and finish off this season properly.
Aiden Price with the kickoff to Jalen Amos, and Amos runs out of room and is tackled by Freddie Shaw. And there's Errol Kearns there who helped out as well. What a night Kearns has had. Making some nice plays on defense, and then the punt return. I think that's a TikTok dance they were doing. And they're going to be doing a lot of dancing because they have been simply terrific here in the second half.
Yeah, nice looking football team. Second half they've really come on.
Chase Grove against a four-man front. Steps up and rolls away, and down he goes. That's got to be feeling great if you are Lawrence Central against a four-man front to do that. And the guy who got there is Freddie Shaw. He was also helped out by Jackson Owens. 3-yard loss, 2nd and 13.
Just unable to reverse this avalanche of physical football play has been an issue for the Panthers.
So one thing that Coach Will Patterson for LC said to us this week, he said he loves this group. They're selfless. They care about each other. He said the egos graduated and transferred.
Nice.
Didn't want to say who it was,
yeah,
but just said, hey, we're a different group, and he loves coaching them.
Well, he's doing it.
Grove is slung down. It's been pressure against a four-man front or a three-man front, or in that case, a blitz. And that is another sack for Jaden Dorsey, number 2. What a night he is having.
Came after him. Good pressure. and unblocked and just turned him loose. Turned him loose.
That's 6 sacks on the night now for the North Central offensive line that they've given up. So 6 for the LC defense. They've just put on constant pressure, it feels like, especially in the second half. 3rd and 28. We still have 7.5 minutes to go. In a motion from Tuajon Averett. Dump off on the screen, and they read it perfectly, does LC. And it was the same man as before, Jaden Dorsey. What a job that junior defensive back is doing. It's like he knows what plays they're running.
He is playing fast, and he's all over it. And you know what? You can't substitute for being aggressive, and he certainly has that.
Chase Grove and the coaching staff on the sideline don't appear to be on the same page. Coach Colin Kofer trying to calm him down. 4th down. So 4th and 29 is Dorsey out there on this special teams play as Foles ready to punt this one near his own goal line.
Well, you can't fall apart. That's the big thing right now.
Takes a Panther bounce, and then it's picked up on the bounce by Earl Kearns. Kearns runs, touchdown, but I think it's coming back. We got a flag at the 33-yard line.
You don't say.
I love how Kearns managed to find the time to high-five DJ Summers on his way to the end zone. I think all these officials have gotten an arm workout.
They sure are.
They've probably put some speed on their fastball.
I can't imagine that they've had a game where they've thrown more flags. And I don't know. I mean, they're warranted. Sometimes you just get too flag happy.
Yeah.
But this is a game where, you know, unfortunately, a team on their senior night lost poise and seemed to put aside the good habits that they've learned earlier.
Well, they got 2 more games left in the regular season to get it figured out. And we certainly know that North Central is better. They have played like it at times with wins over Brebeuf and Harrison. But they've, you know, keep in mind, North Central plays an incredibly tough schedule. Hamilton Southeastern, Warren Central, Lawrence North, and Carmel. Those are their 4 losses, 4 very tough teams. And they're in sectional 6, which is by no means an easy sectional. And Santana Allen is still in the game, and he hands this one off. New running back in for LC. In this case, it is Gavin Jones.
Yeah, it was certainly more than just one play, but the snap issue on the 3rd down play.
Yeah.
They have not been able to recover from that. That was a nice drive that was going to get them back in the game. And once that happened, it's just kind of lost the handle on things. Oh, can't do that.
Looks like we have movement up front, and I think this is against Lawrence Central.
Yeah, left tackle.
Illegal procedure call. Backs him up to the 46. And you had it at the 41 from before. 2nd and 13. North Central Pep Band doing all they can to keep their fans as engaged as possible. Jones gets the carry again, tries to get the lost yardage back. Taken down there. First guy who got there was Jacob Hudson. Hudson's been all over the place, and now we've got an injured LC Bear, it looks like. It might be Jones. And while they tend to the injured player, we'll take a timeout on the IHSAA Sports Network.
Gridiron Foundation is all about development. When they first start learning about football, all the way to high school, giving them opportunities with their hard work and the ecosystem we've built.
We take them out of their neighborhoods and put them in front of Division I coaches and give them a purpose and a chance to be successful after high school.
The type of growth that I've seen in our athletes and Gridiron Foundation has been more off the field than on the field. That was the original purpose, to make well-rounded young men in life and community.
Don't forget, the College Prospects of America team knows college recruiting and is available 24/7 to provide solutions that serve you. They are your total advocate. The CPOA team will work tirelessly to provide counsel and assess and seek answers for you and your family from our first phone call through your college graduation and everything in between. Email Joe Polizzi at cpoateam@gmail.com for more information. Joe, fitting that we have that to talk about tonight because a lot of college football talent has been on this field.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know what? There's a place for you to play on whatever level. In this state of Indiana, there's NAIA schools, there's Division III, there's Division II. There's plenty of opportunity to play. If that's your decision, we'd be happy to help you out.
We had an injury timeout. Lawrence Central running back helped off towards the sideline. Well, if Lawrence Central does score one more time, that puts that 35-point advantage running clock situation in effect. But Lawrence Central can run some clock here as we come up on 5 minutes left in the game. 35 unanswered points they have scored. North Central put all the fight they could in that first half. Blitz coming, Allen in trouble, throws a screen to Simmons. And Simmons bounces into his own man, gets the first down and more. Simmons still going. Stays and bounds as much as he can, but I think he was out somewhere. It's just a matter of where they say. And they say he stepped out at the 5-yard line. That's a 40-yard pickup. If he didn't run into his own man, he might have.
He was gone.
Might have gone.
There's a look at the big fella out there leading that screen.
First and goal at the 5 for the Bears. This has been a chance for them to build some depth, that being for LC.
Wow, this league, incredible.
Yep.
Speed everywhere.
There's a reason that the Mick is as good as it is. Pitch to Ector, and Ector into the end zone for the touchdown. Nice little misdirection, change of pace, and Ector gets in for the score from 5 yards out. It is 48-14 Bears. The blocking came together so well. Got to give a lot of credit to Lamont Henson, 5'8", 220-pound sophomore right tackle, who helped seal the edge against Abitar Connor, the leading tackler for NC. So extra point try coming up here for Aiden Price. Snap, down, kick. A little bit of a line driver, but it is through. Lawrence Central by 35 on the ISC Sports Network.
The MSD of Lawrence Township embodies educational excellence, unlocking the full potential of every student we serve. Where innovation meets tradition, our students excel in welcoming safe, state-of-the-art facilities. A traditional public school district, Lawrence Township boasts a 95% graduation rate. On the court and in the arts, our students excel. Join the Lawrence Township family, where learners thrive, surrounded by values that resonate with home. Lawrence Township, your destination for a brighter future.
Latest scoring drive, 3 plays, 43 yards, and a minute 46. Santana Ector, a 5-yard touchdown run for Lawrence Central to put them on top by 35. The big dog of the game brought to you by LD Smith Plumbing and Drains. Just like the offensive and defensive linemen, the big dogs of sewers and drains do the dirty work in the trenches at LD Smith Plumbing and Drains. We know a thing or two about getting dirty and keeping things flowing. Hats off to tonight's big dog for leading the charge, and for them, for that tonight, that is, who do you have in mind there, Joe?
Number 67.
That is Sam Dutkanich, a senior lineman for the North Central Panthers, and I know it's a special night for him on senior night.
6'2", 275, and I heard before the game that he wants to play in college. I'm sure he will have that opportunity. Fought very hard tonight and was very, very respectable in the way he played the football game. Last game on this field has to be emotional. Congratulations, Sam.
And here's the kickoff from Price. End over end, fielded at the 11 by Amos. That might have been a face mask, yeah. It wasn't intentional, but he got it.
Swiped away.
So the guilty party there for the Bears is Dylan Collins, who tried to make the tackle on Amos. By the way, some other things about Sam Dukanich. His favorite football memory was beating Brebeuf in the first game of the season. Of course, that was a great memory. Awfully tough night for Brebeuf, but a great night if you're a North Central fan, as there's the call made. Favorite song, In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins. That's a good choice. Favorite restaurant, Buca di Beppo. Can't blame him there. You can get a lot of Italian food. And he said he wanted to thank his family, Coach Watts, Coach JT, and of course Coach Logan. The Paul Logan Foundation, a huge part of what North Central is all about. Paul Logan Memorial Tournament for basketball is not that far away. All right, so a 35-point lead and a running clock now. And it is Jalen Amos getting the carry this time. And now the big thing is you just want to finish this game strong, try not to have any mistakes or penalties, and get ready for two very important games to finish out the regular season.
Yeah, and this, this is going to be a very interesting week for them. I'm sure this film is going to point out a lot of different turning points in the game where they could have turned it on and got themselves a conference win. So it's going to be a great learning experience this week. And fortunately, we'll be able to see that next week. Come back in action.
Not much there for Amos to run through. And also keep in mind, too, this is a North Central team that has not won a road game this year. Both of their wins have come here at Panther Stadium against Brebeuf to start the year and then against Harrison on September 19th. So they got a chance to win next week at Pike and then at Ben Davis, two MIC teams, that have struggled mightily. Chase Grove still in, taking the snap, in trouble. He throws, had the right idea. Averett was open. Remember, keep in mind, too, Averett and him have hooked up for the 2 touchdowns on the night for North Central, but they've just not been able to get anything going in the fourth quarter, and because it is the running clock and the mercy rule in effect, the clock continues to move, even though it was an incomplete pass.
Well, that was a whole different world back in that day.
I know.
When they scored early and looked like we were going to really have a on-fire matchup.
Yep. Looked like we might have a shootout. Grove fires. Nice job there. It was Javen Brooks making his second catch of the night. Obviously, they had to go for it on 4th down, and Brooks converts. By the way, now for Javen Brooks, he now has 23 catches on the season and more than 300 yards receiving. The catch made this time by Gillespie, and Gillespie gets swallowed up and flags fly. Now the biggest thing you don't want to have happen here is, tempers flaring and somebody does something that they regret, and then we got something serious happen. So the referees try to sort this out. While they do that, we'll remind you that the MSD of Lawrence Township embodies an educational excellence, unlocking the full potential of every student we serve. Where innovation meets tradition, students excel in welcoming, safe, state-of-the-art facilities. Boasting a 95% graduation rate, Lawrence Township's honors programs, career pathways, and dual credit opportunities prepare future leaders and workers. On the court and in the arts, state champion students excel, driven by ambition and community spirit. Enroll now in Lawrence Township, your destination for a brighter future. Well, the Lawrence Central Bears certainly made Lawrence Township proud tonight with the way they performed after trailing 14-7. They come back and completely dominate the second half. And Joe, it all started with that 10-play, 79-yard drive they had to open up the third quarter to go up by 7. And from that point on, it was like they were just playing with a confidence and swagger that North Central just could not catch up to.
Exactly. They just, it looked like a very, very evenly physical match in the first half. Second half, it didn't look like that at all. Lawrence Central came out and they just really decided we're going to play physical, we're going to run hard, we're going to block the heck out of them. And as a result, good things happen and they run away with a big win.
Michael Logan down there with Jalen Amos. Again, everybody making sure they shake hands, display good sportsmanship. I know this game took on a physical toll, certainly a toll with a lot of physicality and a lot of penalties. And there's Santana Allen, who you see on your screen, number 1, the quarterback for LC. What a night he had. 2 touchdowns passing, and then the 4 rushing touchdowns, Joe, by Al Gooden. That was something else.
He's just a good football player. He carries himself well. I mean, even on the PATs as the holder, he made some great plays. He's just a good, solid athlete that may be a late bloomer, but he would certainly contribute on the college level if that's his choice.
And 2 opportunities for wins left for North Central against Pike and Ben Davis. They dropped to 2-5. And for Lawrence Central, they are now 4-3. They have as many wins this season as they had all of last season now with this victory tonight. And they have 2 games left against Ben Davis and Carmel. Joe, any final thoughts before we say goodnight?
Just a whole lot to learn from both coaches on this game, which I thought was going to be a matchup, a battle all the way up to the end. Turned out to be one-sided, and there's a lot to learn and a good young football team. It'll be interesting to see how Coach Cofer puts the spotlight on this, sifts out the bad, builds on the good, and has a great week practice. Gets ready for next week.
Our broadcast tonight brought to you in part by Lawrence Township School, Mayuna, Raising Cane's, Shear Brothers Realty, Taylor's Pub and Grill, and Wabash College. We say so long. You've been watching high school football on the ISC Sports Network.